Oh wow, I went live already, chat. Oh wow, I'm already live. Hold on. Let me get the camera together. I don't know why it look different in here. Why does it look different in here, chat? It look a little different, don't it? It look a little different in here, man. I don't know. It's like they down there got a filter on me or something, bro. Oh, yeah. Crazy work. Crazy work. Alright, man, let me share this out to the Discord, man. I didn't even know I went live already. Y'all definitely didn't know I was live already. Y'all give me 1 second. Let me share this to the Discord. Y'all double tap the screen, shut a live out, man. Let me drop this in the Discord. And we're gonna start this show.
They coming to see me.
They coming to see the Temptations.
Ain't nobody coming to see you, Otis. You wish you could.
Welcome to the greatest damn show on YouTube. Welcome to the greatest damn show on YouTube.
What we doing this morning, chat? What we doing this morning, chat? Let me see, man. Alright, here we go. Oh, man. Double tap the screen, shut a live out. What we doing this morning, chat? Double tap the screen, shut a live out. What we doing this morning, chat? I want to know, will TPUSA respond to Candace Owens? We also got moms, grandmas, and aunts debating left versus right. Man, we got an action-packed episode this morning. I hope everybody's having a great morning, whether you're on your way to work, just now rolling out of bed, man. If you're watching this on the playback, drop some comments. If you're watching it all the way through on the playback, comment like you're watching it live. It helps the channel, man. Double tap the screen, shut a live out, man. We got an action-packed episode, but we got to get straight into it because we got some longer clips today, man. The clip I got above me, I believe that's Brylan Hollyhan. That's the one that's claimed to be taking over for Charlie Kirk doing the TPUSA 10-stop tour. Well, we know that TPUSA has came out since he got a bad reaction from the internet. Nobody was really, messing with this guy. Let's just keep it real. Nobody was really messing with this guy. TPUSA has distanced themselves from him, saying that he is in no way, shape, or form affiliated with the TPUSA movement. He's just doing a local chapter thing with the TPUSA chapters, but he's putting it out there like it's a tour. But they're saying they have nothing to do with it. But we got a clip of him speaking at the event. What's crazy to me is that he's doing these events, chat, and he's not recording them. Like, the only clips you see from his events are people who sneak in phones and record. Like, most of the time when people do these tours, they do it for their own content as well. Like, they'll be recording it, get the best video quality edited up, and, you know, help grow them as a creator, as an influencer, a political commentator. Well, he's not doing that. They're not doing that. It's just like he's just showing up. Somebody had reached out to try to see what he would, how to get him at an event, and the company that's speaking on his behalf said they wanted $7,000 for Brylan Hollyhan to show up, which he says he doesn't normally take payments unless it's a big speaking event or something like that. But as far as the other things, he says he doesn't take payments. So that's been a big debacle. Double tap the screen, shut a live out. What else do we got this morning? We got Gavin Newsom yesterday. They on Gavin Newsom ass. They're saying Gavin Newsom just vetoed a bill that would increase the pay on firefighters. That would have increased the pay. They said he was out here taking pictures with the firefighters, cosplaying like he was the firefighter captain. And now when it came to that chicken, when it came to these firefighters getting paid, Gavin Newsom vetoed that bill. That would have got those firefighters paid. Also, I got a couple other random clips, and we're gonna watch some of that the key parts of that Candace episode yesterday. I know we watched it yesterday, but this the morning show, so we're gonna go to the key parts in that episode, so the people, we can refresh if y'all watched it last night, and to the new viewers, they'll be getting that information over here. Good morning, Mona. How you doing? What's up, Big Niche? Double tap the screen, shut a live out, man. Patrice, what's up, y'all? Say good morning, plug, and I say good morning back. We finna get straight into it, though, chat. Double tap the screen, shut a live out, man. Call your auntie, uncle, and your cousin. Tell them plug live, and he running his mouth. Because I don't care if you far left, far right, liberal, conservative, Marxist, fascist, alien, and NPC. Get your ass in here, because we finna have them conversations this morning. Lala, you got them plain lays ready? Where that baby go there? Double tap the screen, shut a live out, chat. I hope everybody's having a good morning. We finna get into the episode. Let me get y'all a poll down there, man. Let me get y'all a poll down there. All right, there go the poll right there. Dorsey, what it do? What it do? There go the poll right there. Like I said, chat, we finna get straight into the episode. This is Brylan Hollyhan, man. This is him speaking at a TPUSA event. We know he's on a 10-city tour right now. This is a college kid from Auburn who self-proclaimed to fill Charlie Kirk's shoes. Nobody's really messing with him on X. Nobody in the TPUSA movement is claiming him, but he has been around for a long time. I seen him sitting around a table with Charlie Kirk. I believe he was young, man. Dude looked like he might have been 12 or 13 years old when in that picture that I seen. But this is him, man. They're saying that he's not recording any of his speaking events. The only time you can see some of this footage is from hidden cameras on the inside. They're saying that they don't want nothing to do with him. He's saying that he's with immigration as long as it's legal. He's saying they gave him some tough questions. He's young. He'll get more polished, but right now they're putting a knife in him like it's over with. We don't want nothing to do with him, but they are allowing him to continue to go on this tour. They haven't stopped it or anything. So I think they're waiting on to see how the public reacts, because off the dribble, the initial reaction to this guy was sleazeball. 1 hour after Charlie Kirk's assassination, he's on the news smiling, talking about he's gonna carry the torch on. Sleazeball activity is what they're saying. Also, they're saying that he took their private jet to Arkansas, which was one of his family's friends' private jets. Also, they went undercover and tried to book him, and he wanted $7,000 for a speaking engagement, allegedly, where he tried to come, his people tried to come out and clear that up and say, no, we actually don't charge. I don't know how we go from $7,000 to free 99. I just don't get it, chat. $7,000 to free 99 is a little crazy to me.
Should keep increasing the amount of legal immigrants.
Legal immigrants, yes, we're a melting pot. I absolutely support that.
So,
oh, this kid's name is Brylan Hollyhan is this kid's name. Brylan Hollyhan. What's up, Just Talking?
Legal immigrants, yes, we're a melting pot. I absolutely support that.
So, I'm sure you understand these groups vote overwhelmingly against American values. They vote for the Democratic Party. So, surely that's the death of the Republican Party, right?
Yes, but we can't close our borders and have our nation where we don't accept anybody to come in. So I've been a very big proponent against...
Plenty of countries do that.
We can't just completely close our borders off and never allow somebody else to migrate into the country.
Why not?
Because that's how the country was started, as a melting pot. Like, we welcome people in.
The country did not start as a melting pot. That term was invented in 1910 by Israel Zangwill.
So the people that came over from England didn't melt into America.
No, they started in America. They didn't melt in anything.
Okay. I've been very clear that I'm against illegal immigration coming into this country and plaguing our generation from not getting jobs, making our streets unsecure.
What's the big deal, Dorsey? Do I really gotta break this shit down? What's the deal? Charlie Kirk's body wasn't even cold yet, and it is a kid. He is a college kid, but he was smiling on the damn news talking about taking over for him. It was going up, man. What do you mean? What's the big deal? TPUSA, he's champion TPUSA when the damn corporation came out and was like, look, man, we don't got nothing to do with this kid. Hold on, man. Matter of fact, let me pull this shit up, man. Let me pull it up, bro. Let me read y'all some of the tweets, man. Let me read y'all some of the shit they saying over here, man. These are TPUSA supporters. These are right-wingers. Whoever is responsible for planting this kid has had absolutely no idea how far-right Gen Z men have gone. Lukewarm Fox News conservatism is dead. People from... Hold on. America is not currently a melting pot. There is basically no law enforcement that forces any melting, and definitely no culture enforcement that causes any melting. You'll have to be fully removed from society to think that's what's happening in America. I almost feel bad for Brylan. Almost. The guy in the audience mopped the floor with him. I predict many more failures for poor Brylan before his masters sideline him for making them look bad. I can't wait for him to explain that while abortion is bad, we shouldn't outlaw it. And that while he personally doesn't agree with gay marriage, it isn't for the government to tell people who to love. So they're saying he's lukewarm, man. The conservatives are not fucking with this kid, bro. I'm just gonna be real. They're not messing with him, man. Straight up. They're saying that he's soft. They're saying he's soft-spoken. They're saying he's not the alpha male. He's not a big guy. You know, they're finding any way to tear this kid down. I'm here. I'm being objective. I'm the voice of the politically homeless. I can say this much. They're not fucking with him. You know what I'm saying? Whether he's going to be successful in the future, right now, going against a Nick Fuentes, going up with Candace Owens, Adam Mockler, Destiny, Hassan, all of these people, man, his voice is gonna get lost in everything that's going on. Like that shit that I be telling y'all about, that C-SPAN shit. That's that C-SPAN shit where you talk all proper and all quiet and let's just, you know what I'm saying? That shit falls on deaf ears in 2026 and 2025 and into 2026. And his audience, the TPUSA supporters, the conservative movement, they're not fucking with it, man. That's why it matters, man, because they were gonna put, if it would have went well, if they would have received him well when he got on that private jet and went and done the debates, if he was actually recording his debates, getting good clips to where the reaction was different, to where like, oh shit, this kid has it. He might be the next Charlie Kirk. It would be different. But they didn't do that. The outlook on this kid was nothing like that. It was immediate, like, who the fuck is this? Take him wherever he came from. You know what I'm saying? So that's why they disowned him. That's why they came out and was like, yeah, what he's doing has nothing to do with us, man. Listen to him again, though.
I'm sure you understand these groups vote overwhelmingly against American values. They vote for the Democratic Party. So surely that's the death of the Republican Party, right?
Yes, but we can't close our borders and have our nation where we don't accept anybody to come in. So I've been a very big proponent against...
Plenty of countries do that.
We can't just completely close our borders off and never allow somebody else to migrate into the country.
Why not?
Because that's how the country was started, as a melting pot. Like, we welcome people in.
The country did not start as a melting pot. That term was invented in 1910 by Israel Zangwill.
So the people that came over from England didn't melt into America.
No, they started America. They didn't melt in anything.
Okay. I've been very clear that I'm against illegal immigration coming into this country and plaguing our generation from not getting jobs, making our streets unsecure, and actually like harming Americans' future. Therefore, there's no safe America and free America to grow up in.
Again, my question wasn't about illegal immigration, it was about legal immigration.
And I think we should support more people coming legally and not illegally.
Okay, I think we all understand what you're
All right, man. So the kid that was debating him is saying, like, look, even if they're legal, even if they're illegal, they're going to hurt the Republican movement. They're going to hurt conservatism. So why are you a proponent of this shit? And Brylan stood on business and was like, okay, well, this is a melting pot. This is my beliefs. It is what it is. The guy was like, no, that term was coined by, you know, a whole nother country, and it wasn't even around then. So yeah, they're not with that shit, man. They want somebody who's gonna stand on business, man. Have a voice, a louder voice, man. But all right, Chad, we finna move on into the show, man. This is Gavin Newsom. California is on Gavin Newsom's ass. On yesterday, he vetoed a bill that would have paid the firefighters, man. He vetoed a bill that would have paid the firefighters yesterday.
Oh, after all the photos.
No, it's not yesterday. This is from the 3rd. This is on the 3rd when he vetoed the bill.
Cal Fire firefighters in front of the fancy helicopters making his Twitter background screen, him in Cal Fire outfits, cosplaying like he's their commander. Gavin Newsom just vetoed their pay raise, which would have brought them to parity with other fire agencies. After all that grandstanding, bragging about raising the pay, falsely accusing the president of cutting the firefighting budget in the Forest Service, here Newsom is spitting in the face of the guys he forced to be political props all year as he desperately tried to dodge scrutiny for how he is at fault for burning down the Pacific Palisades. The Eaton fire started in the state responsibility area. The Palisades fire started on state property. He knows he failed us, and now he's failing the very firefighters he used as props for his presidential campaign. These guys fight and die under his leadership. They breathe in toxic smoke from these avoidable firestorms. Their health is degraded. Their lives are shortened in service of us, and even the wackos in California legislature had it in them to vote for raising the pay of these hero firefighters. And Gavin Newsom said, no, not on my watch. You get back in the box till I need to use you for another campaign ad. What a leader Gavin Newsom is.
Yeah, that is kind of crazy that he vetoed that bill to raise the firefighters. We talked about the firefighters last night as well. The company bought up all the small manufacturing companies that created the basically put the fire trucks together. They took the whole production line, every what do they call it? I forgot it. Whatever, the production of it. They took it, man. Everything that was needed to make these fire trucks, they took the companies and put it all under one umbrella, halted production, rolled up a backlog of 2 to 4 years on these brand new fire trucks, shot the fire trucks price up to $2 million per unit, gave the private equity shareholders $180 million on the way out, sold the company. Now we see Gavin Newsom vetoing the fire bill. Man, it's tough for the firefighters out here right now, chat. I'm not gonna lie. It's tough for the firefighters. Double tap the screen, shut a live out, chat. We are 25 subscribers away from the next sub goal. We go live every single day. We're talking politics, entertainment, and current events, chat. I'm gonna pull up this Candace, and I just want y'all to see this one part right here before we get into this debate.
Also a rabbi in that chat, like, why hasn't any and Rob McCoy, I'm going to protect the names of the other 7 for now. To be clear, I might actually release a name every day this week to post this after I revealed that Hamptons meeting. Well, you should know, I think most people do, that both his son and his daughter-in-law work for Turning Point USA, so whether you want to represent that or not, they have a financial stake in the future of the company. He heads up the faith division. So Charlie's faith and what direction it was going into would actually matter, right? It would actually matter if Charlie, and I never said he was going to, decided one day to become Catholic. It would have financial implications. To be clear, I never had a conversation that Charlie was in the process of converting, okay? But Rob in particular knew for an absolute fact that Charlie was done with Israel bullying him. Bothers me so much about this man. Him allowing...
This the part right here. Because Candace been coming out over the last couple weeks saying Charlie was done with getting bullied. He was turning on his pro-Israel stance and all of that. Everybody came out and tore her the hell down. I can name all the creators on X. They was on her ass saying cancel her. You know what I'm saying? All of that. So all I want to know is this, chat. Is she going to get an apology from these people today? You know what I'm saying? Because she dropped the text last night. It's finna come up.
Charlie's pastor speaks out, crushes Candace because of what she said, not whatever. He knew, and others knew, that Charlie was done with Israel bullying him, and I am now going to present you proof of what I am saying. This is an actual group chat, which happened 2 days before Charlie Kirk was assassinated. There were 9 people in total on this chat, including Charlie and Rob McCoy. I'm going to protect the names of the other 7 for now. To be clear, I might actually release a name every day this week, but I want to show you this because suffice it to say, Rob McCoy was on this text thread, and I think it helps contextualize him as a person, in my view, that he would attack me for telling the truth about the pressure that he was facing. Take a look.
What's up, V? I don't know what you mean by that, ACOC. You said billions stolen from the high-speed rail system in Phoenix. Yeah, we're gonna have to look up that, man. But this is what it says. Just lost another huge Jewish donor. $2 million a year because we won't cancel Tucker. I'm thinking of inviting Candace. This is Charlie Kirk's word. This is the text that Candace is saying he put out there. You know, it was a group text. So not only, y'all remember when the guy from TPUSA went up there and said Candace hasn't been around since 2015. Charlie was distancing himself from her and all this and that. Well, this is 2 days before Charlie Kirk's assassination. I'm thinking of inviting Candace. What did they say? Junior, he also said Jewish donors play into all the stereotypes. I cannot and will not be bullied like this. So now he's feeling like he's being bullied. He's feeling like they're dangling the money over his head. You know what I'm saying? Like, look, you gotta, we're taking the $2 million because you're not canceling Tucker Carlson. So Charlie Kirk's at the point like, well, you know what? Fuck it. Keep it all. Just keep it all. I'll just change my whole stance. Just keep it all. And they was like, please don't invite Candace. That might feel good short term, but it's not good long term in my opinion. See, they didn't respond to the I cannot and will not be bullied like this. They try to take the LaQuad approach, like, just don't invite Candace. You know, we can think about this shit. Tucker's already here. You ain't Candace. Just don't invite Candace. Crazy.
Charlie writes in this group chat, just lost another huge Jewish donor, $2 million a year because we won't cancel Tucker. I'm thinking of inviting Candace. Somebody writes, ugh. Charlie writes, Jewish donors play into all of the stereotypes. I cannot and will not be bullied like this, leaving me no choice but to leave the pro-Israel cause. And somebody writes, a donor writes, please do not invite Candace. That might feel good short term, but it's not good long term, in my opinion. Like all groups, you're going to get a wide variety of opinions. That nasty free will thing that God bestowed on us makes life frustrating at times after the dust settles a bit, maybe. So again, this is 48 hours before Charlie Kirk was assassinated. He was very clear and he was very explicit, and he did not back down. Not in that Hamptons meeting, which they're all lying about. Text thread. Going to reveal the names of the other 7.
See, that's what I'm saying. Everybody calling each other a liar. She calling them a liar. They calling her a liar. She draws some text proof. I want to see if they're going to respond to her today. As of last night, nobody responded to her. I was waiting on her last night to see if somebody was going to come out and respond. We got a long day today, so maybe Laura Loomer or whoever's been bashing her saying she's lying, whatever the guy's name was that said she was lying about Charlie bringing her back and shit. We want to hear from y'all. I mean, but we just want to hear from y'all. It's kind of quiet. It's a little quiet over here, man.
Actually, you know what? I disagree with myself 4 seconds ago.
What up,
Just call
Kate?
Josh Hammer for funsies. He's on this chat, okay? Think of that. Okay, now that I'm showing you this and showing to you that the conversations were real, I want you to reflect, and it took me a lot of patience to allow the lies that were being woven and the misrepresentations of people that were pretending that I was just, high on lying about Charlie and the pressure he was under, the attacks that not just me, Tucker Carlson, Megyn Kelly faced for trying to stand up and tell the truth about what Charlie was actually going through. Why are you hearing it, though, from me and Tucker Carlson and Megyn Kelly? You got people that are hosting a show. Have they, in one honorable thing, come out and said, you know what, F a couple of these donors who made his life a living hell last couple of weeks? Why haven't they done that? There's also a rabbi.
What? Well, Candace, I think you're smart enough to know. I'm smart enough to know, and audience is smart enough to know. They don't want to miss out on that chicken, man. They cutting the check, $7,000 a post, $2 million donors, bringing in $150 million a year. They didn't want to fuck up the money, Candace. They wanted the yacht. They wanted to be able to fly private. They wanted to be able to walk in any room, you know what I'm saying, and just have some money, you know what I'm saying? Let's be real here, Candace. You know, they got kids to feed, you know what I'm saying? That's why they didn't say F that. Charlie said F that. Charlie was up $8 million, you know what I'm saying? He was doing this thing. He could have branched off. That's not the case for everybody in the company. Some people in that company are bought and paid for, just like some people in every company is bought and paid for. Let's be real. That's why they not going against them. They trying to get the $2 million, the $2 million that they took back from Charlie. They trying to get that $2 million in them. Let's be real.
Why hasn't anybody made that move to at least say, to vindicate what I have been saying about what he was going through? That registers to me as very suspicious. I'm going to frankly say that. It's suspicious.
It don't register to me as suspicious. Real talk, Candace. I like Candace, but sometimes I do disagree. It seems like human nature to me. It seems like greed. It seems like F you, I gotta get mine. How many times have we seen this, chat? We see it every day. You go to work, you see it. You go home, you see it. You're out in the street, you see it. You cut on your TV, you see it, man. Like, what? It was greed. They wanted to keep the money flowing, man. They didn't want the fountain to dry up, man. They didn't want the well to dry up, man.
it makes me think that in the same way that Charlie was being pressured by money, you might be now run by that same money, that those same donors might be running you to correct the ship. And
that's for damn sure. That's why we get people like Brylan, you know what I'm saying, that's not really standing on the shit that we've been hearing. He's a little more moderate, a little more in between, but he has a softer voice with it. What else do we see? That's why we see everybody that's been championing this TPUSA. If y'all go on X right now and just look at any of those posts, every single pro-Israel post, they're dropping $7,000 has been deposited into your bank account. That's all the memes you see. You can't say anything good about Israel right now on X without getting a meme up under your post saying that you just made $7,000. They don't care if you made it or not, man. Straight up.
to focus yourselves on eulogizing Charlie as something and someone that never once flinched.
What's
Never
up, Jennifer?
once for a single second doubted.
All right, Chad, that's enough of that. That's I was just trying to show y'all the text messages. We watched the episode on last night. If y'all didn't see the full episode, you can go on Candace's page and watch the full episode uninterrupted, or you can go watch our live from last night and hang out with us while we broke it down. But this is what we came here for today, man. This is what we came here for today.
This episode, white liberal women and black conservative women sit down for an unfiltered conversation about politics, race, faith, and identity. They'll explore how culture and ideology shape their views on womanhood, family, and society, challenging assumptions and confronting the tough questions around equality, responsibility, and justice. Through moments of tension and unexpected understanding, they search for shared values and experiences that connect them as women in today's America.
Nah, I looked up some of them, Jennifer. I got it in the Discord. A person in the Discord is going through it and trying to put it all together for me. But I still got it right here. Jennifer.
Welcome to the bridge.
Hi, everybody. I'm Cheryl, and I'm a bloated liberal.
Hi, I'm Tiffany. I am a liberal.
What the hell is a bloated liberal? Did she say I'm a bloated liberal? What the hell is that, Chad? Before I say something disrespectful, what the hell is a bloated liberal?
I'm your 60s hippie liberal.
I'm Lauren, and I am also a liberal.
I'm Kathleen, and I'm a big-time Trump supporter and a conservative.
I'm Kaitia Lamore, and I'm a Christian first who has conservative values.
Dawn-Marie Alexander Borsico, and I'm a Christian first with conservative values.
And the first prompt.
I know that's right, OG.
Says, the Republican Party truly represents the interests of Black Americans.
Most definitely. If we know the history, if we know the data, we know this is true. The main issue now is immigration. In the late 1800s, Black Americans knew that illegal immigration or illegal...
Hey, one thing about the OGs, chat, they never gonna let the red lipstick go, man. Like, the OGs are not gonna let it go, man. The red and the purple lipstick, man, they are not gonna let it go, man. OGs, that's a staple, man, that has stood the test of time.
And mass immigration adversely impacted Black America economically. So what's the problem today that we don't realize that, right? Mass immigration, illegal aliens adversely impact Black Americans economically. That's a fact. The data is clear. So we go by data, we don't go by feelings. Is that correct?
Why do you think that immigration or mass immigration affects Black workers more than white workers?
Because do you believe that black and white workers were always on the same footing throughout
Certainly
history?
not.
Exactly. So that's the point, right?
All right, I'm gonna say this, Chad. We can't say that shit because when she says that, the liberal lady, when she said that, the first thing that popped into my mind was black jobs. What the hell is we talking about? Why is there a term called black jobs then? That was just my first thing. Why is there a term called black job? Why did Trump get up there and say the black jobs? Why did Biden get up there, and black jobs, and Obama, black jobs, Bill Clinton, black jobs? Where is all these black jobs coming from if, what is we talking about?
We look at history, we look at the data.
But that's history. As a liberal, I hope we've moved on a little beyond that, where everybody can get a decent job if you work and you work hard and you get your education. And the immigrants coming in aren't taking the jobs that we would do.
But you don't know that, right?
Yeah, I do.
Well, they work in construction, right?
So now, the jobs that we would do, the black jobs, you know what I'm saying? Like, let's be real. The jobs that we wouldn't do is the new term for what used to be called the black jobs. Let's be real.
Yes. And so most black men in Los Angeles specifically, you don't even see black American men working in construction jobs. Are you saying that black American men don't do construction jobs?
I don't see that many white American men doing construction jobs
right, because
either.
And they're not immigrants, they're illegal aliens, and they've taken...
It's a for-profit business, man. That's why everybody says we got to go after the business owners. We got to go after the business owners. Then some people ignore the business owners, man. This shit is bottom line, man. People trying to get in the black, man. They tired of taking loss after loss, the rising cost of equipment, the rising cost of materials, the rising... Man, listen, man. They hiring whoever from wherever in the world because they know that, listen, man, we ain't got to pay insurance, them insurance premiums or whatever. If I had to have 300 employees, I got to keep this certain amount. Well, look, we got 70% of the workforce off the damn books, paying them under the table in cash. What I want, man. Let's be real here, man. Doc and they paying shit because, I got to take you to the job site so I can pay you a little less. That's what is going on. Let's be real. It's a bottom line to be made here, man. If these people are squeezing profits, squeezing the hell out of them profits.
Jobs.
Can I ask you something?
Yeah.
Can I? Because I was brought up Italian from the East Coast. My grandmother came from Italy, and here's the thing. My mother said to me, the word aliens is a negative. We use the word immigrants. So.
How the hell is you gonna say none of them costs is going up? See, that's the thing. We gotta look at this shit in a little bit wider time frame. I'm not talking about in just the last 8 months. I'm talking about since the borders have been open, period. Since we let all of those people plow through America and in Canada, man. That's the time frame I'm talking about, man. Yes, costs are up. We can call it because of the pandemic. We can call it whatever you want to say. It costs more to build some shit now than it did pre-pandemic. I think we can all agree to that. So I don't know what you're talking about.
And can you tell me why alien?
Well, because
they're not from another planet. They're just from another country.
Yeah, but we respect our laws, right? And we respect the United States Constitution. And
really, Trump respects the Constitution.
Yeah.
That's something.
That's news to me.
That's news to me.
Do you know the Constitution?
Yes.
What do you know about it?
Well, free speech, for one, which seems to have gone into the toilet lately. Hate speech is not speech that I hate that you can't say. Hate speech is speech that hurts people. We are now back in an age of, somebody said earlier, McCarthyism, where things are, you can't take somebody off the air because you disagree with them.
Well, they took off Roseanne Barr.
Roseanne Barr.
And they took off Dave Chappelle, and they censored us. They censored conservatives who wanted to take who wanted to talk about the vaccine. Remember? And they censored conservatives who wanted to talk.
She right there. I'm not just trying to agree with this lady. I'm trying to be objective. But right now, they did censor a lot of people over the vaccine, and I'm attest to that, chat. Like, y'all know that they banned me for 2 weeks. I couldn't go live, and I've been taken out when they YouTube ended it at the end of 2024 coming into 2025. Y'all remember the end of last year I couldn't go live coming into the new year. That's when YouTube changed the rules. That's why they're talking about reinstating Nick Fuentes and Alex Jones and all of them, because of the vaccine and because of a lot of shit. I was victimized by the vaccine talk on YouTube. They knocked my channel. Not only did they knock it, I couldn't even go live. Like it wasn't even a warning or nothing. It was just like, look, dude, you're out of here, man. Sit down for 2 weeks.
The stolen 2020 election, remember? We were taken off Facebook. We were taken off social media.
The government didn't take those people
well,
off.
No,
of the
in fact,
the government didn't take Jimmy Kimmel off.
Can I ask you something? Can you tell me how many black people work in the administration right now under Trump?
But that,
I'm just asking. How many people?
I don't know, but that's like a superficial question.
I don't know either, chat. Let's see. How many black people work in Trump admin? One black member in his cabinet, Scott Turner. So shit, one. I don't know, one.
Because it's not about.
Why shouldn't? Let me just say this. Why shouldn't all races, right, be representative, like with President Biden and Kamala Harris in the administration? Why is it always white blonde women that are idiots, and straight white men? Like, why?
Well, I'm going to look at the question that she asked. She said the word truly. Truly makes it seem like it's like an absolute. I don't necessarily feel like it's an absolute, but I think he's better than the alternative when you look at everything all together. So when we look at it, it's not about, when he talks about merit, I want a job not because of the color of my skin, but because I'm capable. And nowadays, if I always need affirmative action, but yet you tell me that I'm...
Hell yeah, I want everybody to be reinstated, Greg George. I want them to bring everybody back, man. Bring it back. Bring everybody back to YouTube. Make YouTube great again, man. Let's be real, man. Only reason I saying that because I got my channel knocked too. So maybe I got a personal vendetta or something, man. But it is what it is. Bring Alex Jones back. Bring Nick Fuentes back. Whoever else on the left that got took off, bring them back too, man. Even my partner got his channel knocked last week. Bring his ass back too. Straight up. Bring everybody back, man.
Then I'm not playing on level footing. Hold on.
Okay.
So look at it like this. Prior to, let's say, affirmative action, did whites of all ages, of all economic backgrounds, did they have to compete to get into Harvard?
Yes.
Exactly. So why does a person, because of the color of their skin, get to do it? So it's not about whether or not how many are in. I want qualified people in. Because what happens is, when they're not qualified, you know what black people do? They just hired that idiot because he was a token. Because we know he didn't do the job right. He didn't make us look good. He didn't represent well. We don't, and there is a responsibility that the black community needs to take about whether or not we're going to measure up. Do you want somebody there just because they're black, or do you want somebody there just because they're qualified?
Yeah, but I want someone there. I was brought up, this is what my mother used to say to me, an Italian-Irish mother. My mother used to say to me, not everybody has to be your best friend, but everybody deserves to be treated equal.
I agree with that.
Chat, look at how pissed off this lady beside her got, bro. This lady right here, bro, she does not like whatever the fuck she's saying. Just watch her body language like, damn, this bitch pissing me off. What?
And I was brought up, this is what my mother used to say to me, an Italian-Irish mother. My mother used to say to me, not everybody has to be your best friend, but everybody deserves to be treated equal.
I agree with that.
Of course.
Equal. And you want to know what? In the black community, the black and brown community, as a white woman, they don't get treated right. So
But who
just
says
by,
that?
How do you know?
That's not. That's
And
a
where's your
blanket
evidence of that?
statement.
Where's your evidence of that?
No.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep it real. Yeah, that should be brought back. And I said that I can be honest with y'all and say that my opinion may be swayed because I was blocked. You know what I'm saying? But even before that, I would have said bring them back. It's not just Nick Fuentes. It's not. I don't agree with Nick Fuentes. You know what I'm saying? We pull him up over here, and I disagree with a lot of the shit he says. Alex Jones as well. But I think that. Yeah, we need to go on and bring it back because it's all kind of shit going on. Like it's bigger issues out here, man. It's books in the schools that need to get the hell up out of the schools, man. They're letting teachers unions do secret shit to meet, secret meetings, sex meetings and shit. Got kids almost unaliving themselves. I feel like, man, just bring YouTube back. Let that shit go on and let's focus on some issues in the government. Now, YouTube is not the government, so let me get that correct. I know y'all might be like, well, plug, YouTube's not the government. This is a private platform. Correct. Y'all are right. But that's just my opinion. It's lit, you know what I'm saying? Like, I go on X, man, and I'm not gonna lie. When I go over on X, I hear the N-word over and over and over again. Every other video, depending on where you swiping at, it's the N-word. People calling it. You see the groupers over there doing their thing, going crazy. But you don't have to be in the atmosphere. Like, all I gotta do is switch my feed. You know what I'm saying? I switch my feed and I'm somewhere else. It is what it is.
But it's not. They don't get treated.
How do you
Who's
know?
they?
And how do you measure that?
It depends
How do
on
you
your
measure
economic.
that?
Because I talk to people. I work the road.
Well, that's just like hearsay rhetoric. That's not data.
Okay, let me.
What does the data tell us?
Okay, the data. Okay, I'll give you the data. The data of the comedy club circuit. I worked the road for over 10 years. They wouldn't. I became a headliner, and many black.
The thing about it is this too, chat. It's not like you don't have clippers. You know what I'm saying? Like, we got a clipping culture now. So them not letting these streamers on here is adding to their glow up, their aura. It's like, well, damn. If Nick Fuentes pulling 100, 200K or 50, 60K, whatever the hell he's pulling on Rumble or Kick, what would he be doing on YouTube? You know what I'm saying? Like, the clips still make it over here. There's people's whole channels that's just clips of Nick Fuentes. They just sit there and, like we do reactions over here, they just sit there and they upload the Nick Fuentes clips all day long. Alex Jones, same way. He's not it's same thing. Who else that's banned? I don't know who else is banned. Is Destiny banned on YouTube? I think he might just be banned on Twitch.
And Latino women comics should have became the headliner before me, but because I was white, they didn't give them a chance. And they were as funny as could be. Couldn't follow them. Fabulous, and they wouldn't give them a chance. So.
Well, we know Hollywood is prejudiced.
That's not. We're not even talking Hollywood. We're talking bookers all across the country.
But the entertainment industry, the entertainment industry is not representative. The entertainment industry is actually liberal, progressive, and they're not fair to Black Americans. We know that. We've known that for 100 years, and it's never been fair. We should not follow what the entertainment industry does because it's not an example. And it's not representative.
The Republican Party, one of the things that has been a centerpiece, especially of the Trump administration, is eliminating DEI programs, diversity, equity, and inclusion programs.
I think that's fantastic.
That is education about all kinds of disadvantages. Currently, one of the elements that Trump is working toward.
I'm not against DEI, chat. You know what I'm saying? Like, when people be like, merit-based, the DEI, you know what I'm saying? It just was what it was with me. Like, that's what was going on, you know what I'm saying? Cool. Because we can see the disparities there, but I do want a qualified person, somebody that's, you know what I'm saying, straight up. I do want somebody qualified, but we gotta let everybody get a chance to show that they're qualified. You know what I'm saying? Like, shit. Sometimes, you know, people just ride the bench that be the greatest of all time. Like, what if Tom Brady never got a chance to show what he was doing? You feel me?
Taking out references to slavery in the Smithsonian Museum.
How do you know that's true? You heard that in the media.
No, that is actually from the Trump administration.
Okay, then we need to look at how it's done, not just what it's done.
And
there's a specific to it. What are the specifics to it? See, here's the thing. DEI is not based on merit. A company can still choose to hire qualified Black Americans to do those jobs. All they're saying is there shouldn't be a quota. Oh, well, we need to hire 3.2 Black people. No. Are you qualified? And a company still has that authority to be able to do that. They should not need to be mandated. Well, you need to hire this many Blacks. No. We're going to go to the top HBCUs, and we're going to hire the best in there. Iron sharpens iron. If you're an actress and you meet another actor, you're like, wow, I like that technique. You're going to come together because she's going to show you something. You're not going to look at her and shun her and go, oh, nay, it shall never be. You don't care what color she is.
But that's not why I oppose DEI. I oppose DEI because we've had decades. I'm old enough. We're all old enough to remember. You know, I'm old enough to remember affirmative action. In fact, I'm probably a product of affirmative action, right? So affirmative action failed Black Americans. So we're going to go to this.
I'm going to keep it real, chat. I think I fucked around and got a job because of DEI. Not because I was Black, but because I was a man. Everybody in management, it was one man in management. His ass left, got promoted to whatever, man, and they was looking for somebody in the office. And you know what they were saying when they brought me back there? Like, yeah, we might need a voice of reason back here. You know, we might need a man to balance it out back here and all of that shit. Now that I think about it, shit, I probably got that job because, shit, I was born with a Johnson, if y'all want to be real.
Who developed those policies? Democrats. So we're going to go to the same political party that pushed affirmative action, that failed Black Americans, and we're going to go back to them and get their same policies.
Okay, can I ask you, can I ask?
Because I'm going to keep it real with y'all, chat. Yes, I was the best fit for the job, for sure. Like, the position, I was the best fit. It wasn't close. Let's just say it like that. It wasn't close. I was the best fit. But when it came to being qualified, hell no, man. I had been in the company like 11 months. It was people that had been there 12 years, 10 years, 7 years. One woman quit. She walked out. She had been there like 8 years, man. They promoted me to that position. She packed up her locker that day and quit. That day she quit. She said, I can't stand this shit. I remember what she said, walking out cussing.
Okay, if it failed, okay, if you don't, then tell me why the Black and brown community did major boycotts on Target. And
No, I knew what I was doing at the job, and they knew I was a fast learner, and they could train me up into the position. And I was real punctual. I showed up. I wasn't one of those people that called in. But when they the qualification shit, you were supposed to have 2 years in on the actual job posting. I think it was it wasn't a bachelor. It might have been an associate's degree or equivalent experience. Associate's degree or equivalent experience, shit like that. I mean, they had seen my work ethic. Like I said, I had been in the company 11 months. I did everything there. But when it came to that specific job, it was people there that had a whole lot more time in it, but they weren't in the long run, I would have been a better fit. They felt like in the long run, like, yeah, Plug gonna get it done. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna show up to work. We ain't gonna have to worry about him coming back or somebody after catching up on his work. He can articulate, he can talk to people. You know what I'm saying? He's a cool dude. He you know what I'm saying? Because the job I had was quality assurance. Now, if y'all don't know about quality assurance in the workplace, they treat QA like you the damn principal. They treat you, you know how when the principal walk by in school, everybody get the straightening up and shit, you know what I'm saying? That's how they treat QA, you know what I'm saying? Just being real.
It came from the black and brown.
No, I did not have the experience. Hell no, I didn't have the experience, Greg. I just told you they wanted an associate's degree or equivalent experience, which is 2 years, right? 2 years. I was only at the job in that even field of work for like 11 months.
Well, they may be right.
The liberal black community did boycott Target because they got rid of the DEI.
And they're still, because of DEI, and they're still feeling the
But
pressure.
they don't speak for every black person, just like we don't speak for every black person. So overall, for me, like I said, I'm a Christian first. I have conservative values. They align mostly with the Republican side. No party is perfect. I'm kind of like a late bloomer when it comes to politics. It's only been in the past 10 or so years that...
Oh, I didn't quit. I was supposed to transfer, so this how they did me, Chad. They fucked me over, really, honestly, if y'all want to be real. So, boom. I was getting ready to move to Texas, and so y'all know how you put in your 2 weeks or whatever, but they had a program to where they'll transfer you to another location, right? So I let them know like 5 months in advance, 4 or 5 months in advance, like, look, at the end of the year, I'm trying to transfer. We have a center about 20 minutes away from where I'm moving to. You know, like 20 minutes away. Can y'all put that transfer in? I already put in a application for the equivalent job. Same pay, everything. You know what I'm saying? Just move me from here to there. What they did was, my boss wouldn't give me a release date. She wouldn't give the other center a for sure date that they could have me. So the other center, when they do that in the corporate world, they let you know we really not trying to let him go. Like, we really don't want to let him go. So they wouldn't give me a release date. So I put in my leaving 4 months early. So now time is coming for me to get ready to leave. Now it's like the end of the year. Maybe I got a month left. I'm like, okay, what's up with the transfer? I emailed, I sent a Teams message to the manager over there, like, look, this is me. I put in my application already. I'm trying to transfer. It's all good. He called my boss immediately, like, yeah, we want Plug. Send him over. You know what I'm saying? Like, when can we have him? She wouldn't give him a release date. She told him that they couldn't have me until I trained my replacement. And he's like, okay, so how long is it going to take to train the replacement? She would never let him know. So that was the game they played with me.
Cared about it because you could not ignore it in 2016. There was no ignoring that, and that was kind of my first taste of like, what's everybody talking about? And just kind of like being surprised by every dinner table, every friend group. We're talking about things that previous to that I didn't care, I didn't know. I was very ignorant in that aspect, and I feel like I've done a lot more research now to know more about it. But the thing that I really believe, and I don't know if you guys will agree with this, I feel like with the Republican Party, there is an emphasis on the family unit, and for me, that is everything. For me, morals and family unit means a lot when we're talking about the next generation, because you mentioned like affirmative action or HBCUs and even just specific job fields and industries. We do have such a lack of our people represented because we're not necessarily training them up to be in these fields. Even you talking about construction, you know how many men are like, get a trade, like there's money out here in these streets, and then people are like, no, I don't want to do that. So I feel like when it comes to family and instilling values and being like, what is the best path for my children?
Okay,
I do feel like
I don't mean to be rude. I have to just get this off my chest. Okay. So you're saying that the Republican Party is about family. Okay, maybe I'm missing something, but I mean, was Charlie Kirk about family? I'm an older gay woman that had that my partner and I had a child. I was 50 years old, right? And my daughter has read everything about Charlie Kirk.
You see how this shit work in 2025? Like, I'm probably the only person in this room that questioned that shit. Like, they had to think twice. How the hell is you gay, 50 years old, and having a damn baby? It's 2025, man. That's all. That answers it all. It's 2025, man. If it was 20 years ago or some shit like that, everybody in here would have been like, what the hell did she just say? We don't even question it no more. It's crazy, man. Damn. I gotta get with the times, Chad.
She's 15 years old. She read the whole big, beautiful, whatever bill, right? Okay. Family? What? Why? For what? For the straight white male family that looks like everybody else? Then
when it comes to traditional values,
for gay people, they're not.
Then why are there so many gay Republicans? Why are there so many people who just left the left side based on this past week's event?
You need to talk to her about
Do you
the
know
data.
that today, right
You
now,
got the data?
they're going over the memorial service for a man who was shot and is dead?
Listen,
and you're talking to me about was he...
Well, can I say this to you? Nobody should be shot. Nobody should be shot.
Well, thank you for saying that, because a lot of people on the liberal side do not agree with that.
What I'm saying is nobody's...
You just said to us that your daughter read everything from Charlie Kirk, but you didn't tell us what that was. What did she take?
She said the big beautiful bill, I think.
Well, there is, because she was upset about the whole thing that happened with Charlie Kirk, and I said to her, and she said to me, Mina, I said,
well, Dreamer, it wouldn't have been my business about her sexuality. It wouldn't have been my business about her age or her having a kid until she put me in it. You know what I'm saying? She kind of put us all in her business. I mean, shit, I feel like it was a logical question.
I'm older. I said, so I was here when John F. Kennedy died. I was here when Dr. King died. I was here when Bobby Kennedy died. I was here.
And you're still stuck in the 1960s. We've moved past that. We're now in 2025.
Well, Charlie Kirk did move past it because he wants to bring us back there.
That's an opinion. That's an opinion.
Well, there's a lot of out of context clips that are circulating that people are using as a reference to demonize him, when in actuality there are a ton of people who are saying, because you guys did this, I actually did the research, and you guys are wrong. So if you actually watch full
talk a little bit about family values, because that is a piece I
do want to specify, obviously, to me, traditional family values.
So I agree with you on the importance of family. Absolutely agree with you. I think that that is a basic structure that is needed. However, what that family looks like is not for my government to decide.
Yes.
If I have two caring and loving parents, even if they are the same sex, I believe in that.
And is Trump stopping this? Has he done anything to stop this?
The Republican Party platform on what builds solid families, I don't see things like child care tax credits. We're taking away funding for education and abolishing and dismantling the Department of Education.
Are you saying there hasn't been child?
Yeah, I seen on not TikTok, on X, where they saying the sperm bank's loaded, man. They hitting the sperm banks right now, man. Sperm banks going crazy.
Child care tax credits or child tax credits?
And child care, which builds strong and healthy families. We're cutting in the big, beautiful bill funding for SNAP, the food programs, food stamps, right? Those are elements that build...
No Diddy, no Epstein, no Drewski.
Strong families, and those are strong family values that I think are important.
We can't have it both ways. So we can't have it both ways. We can't say, oh, the marginal people don't have good, healthy food to eat. And then when they decide to cut and say, you know what, you can't buy sugary things and soda with that. You can't have it both ways. So if you want people to eat healthy, they need to eat healthy with the food that the government is providing for them with those food stamps.
I'm trying to figure out, is that a dress or a romper? What is this OG in the middle got on, that purple tie-dye joint? What is that she got on? I'm trying to figure it out.
Not going and buying, chips and sodas. It doesn't work.
You are obviously an educated professional woman. Have you ever been on food stamps?
Okay, that's a two-piece, chat. She got on a two-piece, man. That's a little shirt-pant combo, man. That's a little shirt-pant combo OG got on right there.
And the quantity of food that you may need to feed your kids.
Here's the thing. Everything goes to mindset. If your mindset just says you can't, just because you're low income does not absolve you from the responsibility to be able to budget and plan and do things accordingly, like everybody else. It is a hand up, not a hand out. And if we keep giving subsidies or assistance to people that are not going to be responsible with it. I mean, here's the thing, budget. If you still want to buy cookies and popcorn and all that other wonderful stuff, great, have at it. But then budget, and maybe you can't get your nails done, and maybe you can't get your toes done. And nobody, look, I see it, and I see things firsthand. I've seen people take their food stamp card and use it for people out of the state and get the cash. But we don't talk about the amount of fraud. What they have people doing is the emotional side of, oh my God, they're taking this away. If you and I don't get food stamps, and we have to budget our money, don't
Shit, I don't know who they taking them away from. I just seen a girl post on Facebook today. She called and checked her food stamp card. It's like $1,100 on that bad boy, chat. She said she got $1,100 waiting, man, that's going to be here on the 10th. Why do I know that? Because she posted it.
say, you know what, I can't buy those crab legs today. I can't get that filet mignon today. I can't.
Sorry, I have to jump in here. Never bought crab legs or filet mignon when I was on food stamps.
Well, trust
and
me,
it was not a question.
Some people do.
Yeah,
is what she's,
there
the
are
point
always
she's
going to
making.
be a few, but that's not the majority.
Shoot, you'd be surprised.
Shit, capitalism. I done seen some crazy shit in capitalism, chat. Man, I done seen folks with food trucks cashing out on the food stamps. I'm talking about, man, they going off on the food stamps, using the food stamps to support their food truck, man. I'm just being real. I can only be real, man. And the food truck are rocking. I'm talking about probably record profits, man. Record profits, probably.
I can't believe we're focusing on food stamps.
We have to think about families and how families are getting.
Then in Texas, it's different, chat. When I moved to Texas and just being around hearing conversations on how this shit go out here, man, listen. And seeing how the different communities move around with food stamps, like in the black community, food stamps is 50 cents on a dollar, man. You might get 60, you know what I'm saying? 50, 60 cents on a dollar, you know what I'm saying? Shit like that. In the Hispanic community, they want dollar for dollar on everything I love. I said dollar for dollar. That's how they doing it, Chad. Dollar for dollar, man. If they got $100 in food stamps, they want a $100 bill. They said your savings comes from it being tax-free. That's where you get your discount. It ain't no half and half. Ain't none of that shit, man. You get your savings because you don't pay taxes. Or however it is.
Need.
But why is it we're only thinking about people's families that we're seeing that have made a history or a lifestyle of staying on the system? Those same programs do less to help the middle class that are struggling than those who are not working at all. I've known people who are unemployed, educated people that can't find a job, and they can't get food stamps because they don't have children or they're not living, they just can't. It doesn't help the middle class. So I understand what you're saying, and my heart goes out to people as well. But there is a...
Oh, it don't bother me what people buying on their food stamps either, man. I don't care, man. If you can get a hot meal with it, get a hot meal. If you got to go buy the cold food, go buy the cold food. I was just speaking on capitalism and how that shit was crazy to me. I didn't think about that shit until I seen it. When I seen it, I was like, damn, they probably clearing some chicken over there. They probably making some real money.
Responsibility. Each one of us gets up, we go to work, we work hard, we do what we have to do. But others aren't. And if they're not, we cannot keep giving money to people. We won't even give money to a homeless person on the street. Because what do we say? Oh, they're just going to go out and use drugs. But yet we'll let the government give money to people who won't take responsibility to budget and plan. They get food stamps, they get free lunch. So why do they need all of it? At what point, when does the buck stop here?
I really have to stop you on that. You're assuming that, well, it sounds like you are assuming, I have to say, that people are on food stamps and not budgeting their money, and that's why.
See, I kind of agree. I'm fucking with this old lady, right? Well, this OG lady, I ain't gonna call her old because I don't know her age. She, you know what I'm saying? This OG, we gonna call her OG. I like her take on it because she can push back and she's not really putting a lot of her emotion into it. She's kind of getting to it. Like, she really on some shit like, you dodging my question. Like let's get to it.
Having issues. I'm also an educated woman. I was also a single mother, and I had no income to budget. If I wanted my son to eat, I had to apply for help. There are more people.
Yeah, that's what I'm on too, Dreaming. Like, if I give somebody, like a homeless person, some money, or anybody some money, like, what you do with that is what you do with it. You know what I'm saying? Like, but that's why I really only give it to kids. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's out there doing car washes or something for their football or whatever band, whatever the hell they got going. I really try to, you know what I'm saying, when I am in the giving mood, you know what I'm saying, it's like I try to do it for like a youth cause, you know what I'm saying, just so it's a youth cause, you know, it's kind of blanket. That's just my rule of thumb. Like, if, hey man, we look out for the kid.
That are out there abusing the system, and it took a long time for me to get any kind of job. Not a job that I was qualified for. I'm overqualified for most of the jobs I've had. But I needed help. If help had not been available, I might have been one of those homeless people. And by the way, I've never assumed that a homeless person is going to take the money I give them and just turn around and buy drugs with it. The homeless population, if you recall, it really didn't exist 40 years ago because there was more help available for it. Many of the people on the street have mental health.
I wasn't alive 40 years ago, chat. So what was the homelessness like 40 years ago in your area? In your area, what was the homelessness like 40 years ago?
St. Ronald Reagan closed most of the mental hospitals in California because we no longer had a mental health issue. He balanced the budget by cutting state scholarships to poor kids like me. I almost didn't get to go to college. He dissolved my father's job. My father worked for the California State Youth Authority because we no longer had a youth.
Yeah, she do got her legs open. I ain't gonna lie. Y'all in the chat cooking her, man. She do got her legs open. That might be why she got hers through all the way over real tight. She is looking like, damn.
Crime problem. Money should not be the basis of compassion.
I think that.
Are you saying that that's what she's saying, though?
Well, that's.
What happens is we're going from the top down, and it really should be from the bottom up. Meaning, look.
Jennifer, if you dealing with triple cancer, man, my prayers to you, Jennifer, man. I hope you keep fighting a good fight, and we're here for you, man. If you ever need to talk or anything, Jennifer.
Communities should address local community issues because they know. Instead, we have a big bureaucracy, I guess you could say, and they're operating it. Washington doesn't know what's happening in your situation in these small community sales. So maybe the answer is not what the government is doing in Washington. Maybe people need to get more involved locally and go, wait a minute, that money needs to come back here because the local community and demographics and areas need more help than not. And for certain situations, for people like, let's say, you and I in those situations. But the middle class, which I would consider you to be in that situation, we always get screwed. But it's usually the other group that makes it bad for everybody. So I understand what you're saying, and it's a very good point. But I think that it's not the fact that they're cutting it. It probably could be managed better. And you can't manage something at a top level if you're not down with the people to find out what they really need.
Hey friends, let's talk really quick about something that could seriously change your life if you...
Political parties have contributed equally to the rise in political violence.
Well, I believe that both parties have sought to be a part of it equally. I don't think that there should be a boundary. I don't think there was a boundary through that political party.
Yeah, I do agree with her. It may come out in different ways, but two wrongs don't make a right. And I do feel that...
Man, they know they wrong for showing that angle with OG Thigh out like that, man. They didn't have to put OG Thigh on the camera like that, man. Come on, OG. They didn't have to put her thigh out there like that from that angle.
I don't know if I would say it was equally, but I could say equally, but maybe in a different manner. And maybe, I think, for example, I think that the Republican Party could listen better. And
What's
if
up,
they
Erica?
listen better,
In what ways?
I remember during 2020
Thank you,
and all
Lala.
the riots, I remember watching a clip on social media, and the sheriff was like, I don't know why you're tearing up my city. Like.
Hey, check, can we double tap the screen, share this live out far and wide? I don't care if you share it to your timeline or the last person you text. We are 25 subscribers away from the next sub goal, man. Lala, man, I was looking for you on the intro. I was looking for you this morning, Lala.
Understand. And I felt like the Democrats are very emotional. And it feels like sometimes the Republicans aren't. And they're just very, hard line, this is the way that it is. And one thing that I believe is that there's no dialogue between the parties. There's no dialogue between people. And when we're not dialoguing and coming together to build community, we miss things. We don't understand things. Going back to a point that you made, we don't see black and brown in certain industry. You saw the unfairness. But then how do we build that by getting involved in communities? So when we look at the fact that, do I feel that calling people Nazi and calling people Hitler, for those of us who grew up watching Anne Frank, reading the books, going to some of these places, you're like, well, he may be many things, but he ain't Hitler. He may be many things, but it's not, and it's a name calling. But I do hear it on the right as well. And I hear it more than what I would like to hear it. And I think that in the insensitivity can be considered a nonverbal way of being just as much.
I think there's a stark difference.
Yeah, Dorsey, it's the pearls, man. OG with the pearls put that shit on. I can't hold you. She put that shit on. It looked like she got some little heels on without the strap on the back, man. But OG, in that teal blue, man, she put that shit on, man. Y'all see she got them pearls in here, man.
There's a dramatic difference. The left calls Trump and his supporters Nazis, Hitler, fascists. They don't even know what fascism
just
is.
please you interrupt her like every time. Please just let her finish
I didn't
her
mean
point.
that. I'm sorry.
Thank you.
So anyway, there's a stark difference to me. Why? Let me tell you. Nazi, Hitler, fascist. The guy who allegedly shot Charlie Kirk, wrote on his bullet, fascist. Yeah. Trump supporters never say, you're a fascist, you're a Nazi, you're a Hitler. The question is, let me ask you a question. Do you believe it would be justifiable if someone killed Hitler or a Nazi? Is that justifiable?
Well, there were several plots against him by his own people.
Was that justifiable?
To save, they could have done it earlier and saved millions of people, yes.
Exactly. Do you believe it's justifiable to kill Hitler or a Nazi? And
you said, why does it matter what they wearing? It just gives us a little insight into them. You know what I'm saying? A little insight into them. You can see the drastic differences. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's just break this shit down. Like, you can see the vast differences outside of the color. Just by looking at the outfits, we see the people on the right are conservatives, the people on the left are liberals. You know, we see the lady, the conservative lady, she does have her legs, you know, open in a dashiki. I think that's a dashiki. Then you got the other lady, business casual. Then you got the other lady who's a little more put the shit on a little bit more. She got the pearls, right? Then you go to the left, the conservative ladies. You got OG in the tie-dye two-piece. You know that you would identify that with a liberal. Then you got the other lady with the plaid black shirt, the black boots, black slacks, but she has the shorter hair, you know, blonde. That could go, you know what I'm saying, a little bit either way. Then you got the lady closest to the conservatives. She looks like she might be a little more moderate, maybe. Maybe she's moderate, maybe she's not, you know. But she's dressed really, really nice too. Like she ready to go to church on a Sunday. You know what I'm saying? Got some flats on. Then you got the lady on the very end that says she was gay, yeah. You know what I'm saying? She got her pants legs rolled up a little bit. You could tell she's more of like relaxed. She got her blazer on, but it's more of a relax. She got the t-shirt on up under the blazer, you know. Just looking at it, you know. It really doesn't matter what they're wearing, but we are doing a reaction and some commentary.
Trump supporters and Trump with Hitler and Nazi. And therefore, let me make this, and therefore, you can kill Trump supporters and Trump because they're equated, they're equal to Hitler and a Nazi.
Okay, please, let me do this one. How many Democrats have gone out mass shooting? How many
she got a muumuu, the green, that's a muumuu. I was calling it a dashiki. I ain't gonna lie, Chad. I was definitely calling it a dashiki.
Have made assassination attempts on presidents or anybody else. The vast majority of them, frankly, are white Republican men.
I don't think that's accurate.
And
that's not accurate. That's not accurate. You can't.
Yes, the data is there for that.
Where do you get that information?
Yeah, I'd love to know.
From history.
From history?
From history.
That the majority of homicides are committed by...
I didn't say homicides. I said mass shooters.
Oh, mass shooters?
I said mass.
Now we have a new phenomenon, right? Trans shooter, transsexuals, transgenders who are committing mass shootings.
That is not happening.
Here we go.
That is not happening.
Y'all said they was talking about the bullshit. OG cracked it off. The lady in the dashiki, the muumuu shiki, she cracked it off, man. Like, hey, look, y'all talking about we in here small talking. Let's talk about these trans shooters, man. Let's talk about this over here, man. You see how I offended the lady? Oh, that's just not. Here we go, chat. Here we go. Here we go, chat. How y'all feel about it?
All right. Can I just say, going back to political violence, okay, don't you think probably in the last 20 years, the political violence kind of was calmed down from the 60s? Can we
I wasn't alive, so
a little. Didn't it kind of?
Yeah.
Okay. Hello? What about January 6th?
Oh,
they came back up. It wasn't just political violence.
But you don't know that January... See, this is the thing.
Dorsey, I don't know who the fuck you speaking for talking about men hate muumuus. Dorsey, who the fuck is you speaking for? Let's put this shit to a vote. Men in the chat, do you like muumuus or do you not like muumuus on your woman? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know what the fuck Dorsey talking about. I'm just gonna keep it real.
Problem. You don't get the same information we get. You don't
What, you don't Google? You don't Google?
No, you don't know that January 6th was a federal entrapment, that they were fed. You don't.
Oh my God.
What do you say? Oh my God, Chip Roy talked about that. Chip Roy is with.
Chip Roy
Oh,
is
you
your
don't
reference?
like Chip Roy? You think he's illegitimate? He's a liar, you think?
May I just ask
Why don't you respect Chip Roy?
May I just ask
Why
you
don't you respect Chip Roy?
Because he does not care about the facts. But may I address one thing? You've said several times that we're not getting the information.
We get different information.
We get different information.
Yeah.
Why do you think yours is right and ours is wrong?
Because I've lived in Black America. I've lived in my neighborhood, and I see no longer Black construction workers. I see all the construction workers are Hispanic. Where did Black men go who were construction workers back in the day? They no longer exist. You don't live in my neighborhood. You don't see that. I live in my neighborhood and I see that every guy that comes to work on a person's house in Lamert Park where I live is a Hispanic. Where did black men go? Where did they go working jobs?
They went, hopefully, to better jobs, better
You
paying
don't know
jobs.
that, though.
No,
You don't-
neither do you.
You don't know. Yes, I
Neither-
do. Yes,
where
I
did
do.
they? Well, where did
You
they
know
go?
why I know? Because I know the data. And I know that black Americans have been voting for the Democratic Party for the last few decades since the 60s, and we are facing zero median wealth by 2053. I know that black American families were two-parent households. A traditional family in the 1930s was 87%. In the 1960s, we went down to 65% when LBJ delivered his speech at Howard University. We are now at 25 to 30% two-parent households.
I wouldn't say that that's the
We got to break this shit down. Yes, it started there, but it's a global trend, chat. Let's just keep it real. Yes, it has impacted the black community probably harder than a lot of other communities, but it's a global trend. Motherfuckers just not getting married. It's not an American problem. It's a men women problem, man. It's men women are getting into the workforce. They don't need men to just take care of everything anymore. Men are figuring out the shit. If I marry her, she might take half my shit. You know what I'm saying? People just ain't getting married no more like they were, man. I'm sorry to say it, Chad. I can only keep it real. Motherfuckers just not doing it.
Democrats. I think that is
People are having kids later. That's also a trend. You know what I'm saying?
absolutely the degradation of black men who have not had, not upheld perhaps some of their responsibilities. I don't think that that is necessarily the fault of Democrats.
No, yeah, both can be true. A couple of things that I've noticed. You alluded to this when you went back to the 60s. In the 60s, we were people. We were individuals that had thoughts and feelings.
There was more freedom.
And we had, but there was freedom that was.
Because, like I was speaking about the other night, it's a highlight reel. We're always comparing our situations to those others. But what we're not understanding is what we see from other people, especially when it's posted on their behalf or it's shared on their behalf, is a highlight reel. So you comparing your life, your everyday life right now, whether you sweatpants, hair tied, chilling with no makeup on, to these fucking highlights, these Dubai trips, you know what I'm saying, where they're getting shit on or whatever, all of it. You comparing your everyday life, taking care of your damn household, to what they're posting as highlights. Now guess what? Let's flip the script. When you post your highlights, they're in turn comparing their regular everyday life to your highlights. So now it becomes a competition where nobody's fucking happy. Everybody always wants more. You know what I'm saying?
Stewarded with accountability and responsibility. And now, if you listen, even with the prompts that were provided, everything is based on a label. Mm-hmm. You're a Democrat, you're a conservative, you're black, you're white, you're gay, you're this. You know what? I may not agree with homosexuality and lesbianism, but if you bake good biscuits and you're a cool person, can we be friends?
We can be friends, but can I tell you something about this whole gay thing? All right, gay. Both my partner and I have been with men many. You know, it's like it's like
what?
We were with men years ago when we were young. All right, lesbianism, so-called. You know, there's a lot of jokes. You know, you're a carpetbagger. You're this way. It's not even about that. It's about the emotions that you get from another woman, like your best friend, that you don't get from a man. That's it. Do you know what I'm saying?
The LGBTQ community went through a lot in many years.
But that's not even
They weren't
the
able
point.
to get married.
When you're 90 years old or 80 years old, if you get cancer, nobody's going to give a rat's behind who you slept with. It's an earth suit. It's a feeling. But you're more than that. We are more than that.
Yes.
We are more than that. Now, I do believe, and I'm going to try and be good and stay where we were supposed to, but what I've seen is...
Hey, who is OG right here, man? OG, man, we need to have a brunch, man. Sit down and talk, man. OG, right here, man, I feel like she got some game over there, man. She might be able to put some game on somebody, man. Like, just send them in the right direction, not as far as just her beliefs, but the way she's being a mediator right now. Like, at first I thought she was gonna be kind of, you know what I'm saying, but the way she hit that point, OG might be a good speaker, man. She might. Let's watch, man. It's still kind of early. I was passing a little judgment on OG earlier in the episode. We 30 minutes in. Let's see.
When we don't come together as people and have these dialogues, and we start coming together and go, oh, wait a minute. You mean to tell me that you didn't let my black friend in? Oh, well, we can't do that. We have to bind together. But what happens is you will see an injustice, but if you don't have a infrastructure of friends of other black people that you can begin to come together with and build this. I remember that we all have had stories where we've been rejected a color in the 90s, and I called my white girlfriend crying because the white lady called the realtor company and said, we just got her just sold card, but my husband won't allow me to work with her because she's black. My friend was flabbergasted. She's like, this is 1995. This still happens? But because we had relationship, she was able to see, encourage me through it. But you know what my white counterparts, my black counterparts said? Oh, well, that happens to us all. You know, just give it to somebody else. No. We need to say, you know what? We don't want your business.
I think living nowadays, if you have eyes to see and ears to hear, you can see what's happening. Today, we are memorializing Charlie Kirk. Right now in Arizona, tens of thousands of people are getting together. Because what did he do? He tried to come together and talk to people and got shot in the throat. So, like I said, there's a lot of people who are sending clips and sending quotes out of context to get everybody riled up, telling me as a black woman what I should feel and what I should think about him, when in actuality I've been following him for years and seeing his entire exchange, going to different campuses and different events that he's put on, and it couldn't be further from the truth. But like she was saying, if you demonize someone, if you really believe our democracy is at stake, our very lives are at stake, you don't think somebody's going to be like, I could be a hero today. So I understand their thoughts. But I would definitely say when you think about the riots and burning down buildings and, oh, Jimmy Kimmel got fired, so now we got to shoot up Fox. And it's just like all these things are going on. Disproportionately violence on the liberal side. You cannot honestly say that's true about conservatives. What violence? I would really love to know the example. Currently of the violence that the conservatives are doing right now.
All right, can I ask? All right, can you please name five things? Name five positive things that Charlie Kirk has done. Okay. Name five.
You know what I would actually like? Absolutely not. You want to know what I would like? I would like for you to go research. I would like for you and to go research. I would love for all of you guys to actually look, and I would like you to give me a book report on what he said. Because honestly, if you actually look at what he said, all the viewers out there, I want you, because I'm tired of having to defend other people over and over again.
Why can't you answer the question?
Because I just said it, because you guys need to research it.
I will answer the question, but the question is relative. Because you feel that he said nothing relative to your thoughts, feelings, and beliefs. So the five things that I would say is that he was willing to go on college campuses and debate. Number one, he effectively debated, as a good apologist, the things about Jesus Christ and basic traditional values. I love that. Number two, he encouraged people to get an education, to work hard.
He didn't like college. He said the college was a scam.
Well,
did he not? He said
did.
college was a scam.
She mentioned it's a scam. For someone who has sold education as a job, I will say it is. Because I've worked in the quota industry where my job was to sit and make over 3,000 calls in a month to get people to come to school. And I would talk to these people, and they could barely put a sentence together, like literally.
Well, maybe they should have went to college.
I was trying to get him in college because what
they knocked us down, Chad. Wow, that's crazy, Chad. They knocked us down, Chad. Man, we back yet? Dorsey, they saying you told on me for the 50, Dorsey. That's crazy, Dorsey. Let me get these people off my screen, man. Dorsey, they saying you told on me for the 50, man. That's crazy, Dorsey.
Concern at all. Justice Department that is tapping the phones of sitting United States senators because who knows why. Like them, they're members of the opposition party, they're Republicans, they're conservatives. You've seen this document, Attorney General Bond.
All right, are we back yet? Are we back yet? Chad, we back. Who told on me, man? Who told on me, man? Dorsey, they said you told on me, man. That's crazy, man. That's crazy, Dorsey. All right, Chad. Man, look, this is Pam Bondi testifying, man. They saying this Pam Bondi testifying. Let's see.
What's going on here? Who ordered this? Who ordered the tapping of the phones of United States senators?
Senator Hawley, I cannot discuss the details of that right now for very good reason.
You're going to do a thorough investigation into this, I trust. Is that correct?
We will be looking at all aspects of this, and I have talked to Director.
They tapping the senators' phones, and she telling her that she can't talk about it? Well, who the fuck can, Miss Pam Bondi? What y'all tapping them senators' phones for, man? Well, hey, man, we got ex-senators' houses going up in flames and shit over the last day and a half, man. Well, what y'all tapping them phones for? Double tap the screen, shut a live out, chat. We 25 subscribers away from the next sub goal, man. We are 25 subscribers away from the next sub goal.
And you're going to figure out who was involved in this, who signed off on it, who knew about it. You're going to get to the bottom of all of it. Is it correct?
Yes, and I've spoken to Director Patel about it, and he is committed to doing this.
Well, I can tell you, we already know many of the details. We already know that this was ordered by the Special Prosecutor Jack Smith, who reported directly to the Attorney General of the United States, Merrick Garland. That Jack Smith was on his witch hunt because he was directed to do so by the President of the United States, Joe Biden. Just remember, let's take a walk down memory lane. April 2nd, 2022, the New York Times faces growing pressure. The Times says as recently as late last year, that would have been 2021, Mr. Biden confided to his inner circle he believed former President Trump was a threat to democracy and should be prosecuted. Say that Garland, that the Biden rather, was frustrated with Garland and wanted him to take decisive action against Trump. Here's what we're talking about. Trump, of course, was a private citizen at the time. Points his own hitman, Jack Smith, who goes after the president, former president, who goes after members of this body. You know, the thing about it, though, that really strikes me is that it didn't stop with members of the United States Senate. Did it, Attorney General Bondi? It didn't stop here at all. I mean, just as egregious, maybe more so than tapping the phones of U.S. senators, is this memo that I know you've seen before. Let's just look at it again. This is an FBI memo from the same time period, I might add. Same time period, which the Federal Bureau of Investigation attempts to recruit informants into Catholic parishes in this country. So here you have an administration that is activating the FBI against its political opponents and tapping the phones of United States senators. Say that again for my colleagues, for the benefit of my colleagues on the other side of the dais. Tapping the phones of United States senators. This isn't hypothetical. This isn't maybe what will you do in the future. This isn't, oh gee, can you imagine a situation? This happened. This happened. The targeting of Catholics in this country because Joe Biden and his FBI didn't like Catholics who went to a certain kind of mass. I mean, good God in heaven, what is happening to this country? What happened under Joe Biden? Or then how about this, the infamous school board memo? Garland, at the direction of the White House, issued a memo activating the FBI's counterterrorism division against parents who attended school board meetings and had the temerity to ask what their kids were being taught. And some of those parents were treated like this. Let's just remember how parents were treated. Treated like this man. A parent at a school board meeting, I think in Virginia, who was drug out of the school board meeting. He's bloodied there, you can see it. What was the response of Joe Biden's DOJ and FBI? It was to issue a memorandum saying that people like this ought to be investigated by the counterterrorism unit. And unbelievably, they were. They were. Or how about this? Let's remember Mark Houck and the pro-lifers who were prosecuted for what? For going to a clinic, an abortion clinic, and praying on a sidewalk outside the abortion clinic. This is Mark Houck and his beautiful family at Mass. This man, at the direction of Joe Biden's FBI, this man had an FBI SWAT team come to his door in the early morning hours with his beautiful children there, terrorizing them with weapons drawn. He was then arrested, executed. Unfortunately, a jury acquitted him. This is what was happening under Joe Biden. United States senators spied upon. Former presidents, the political opponents of the president at the time, targeted, prosecuted. Pro-lifers, targeted, prosecuted. Catholics, targeted, prosecuted. 92 conservative organizations put under surveillance, targeted for potential prosecution. Gee, I don't know. Would you call that an example of weaponization?
Senator Hawley, that is the ultimate weaponization. And weaponization under Donald Trump has ended. It has ended. Harmeet Dillon is running our civil rights unit, doing an incredible job. No longer will parents be targeted. No longer will parents who care about whether their elementary school children have to read a transgender book been told they cannot have any say in their child's education. That has ended under this administration. People can worship freely, whether they're Catholics at synagogues or Muslims. Everyone can worship freely. That was the ultimate weaponization. They were targeting Catholics. No longer. They have been targeting so many American citizens throughout this country. And Senator Hawley, you have been a champion of this, and thank you for being a champion of that. But under Donald Trump's watch, it has ended.
You know, I think about some of the abuses of power in this country's history, and sadly a lot of them by members of the executive branch over the years, whether it's Watergate, whether it's what J. Edgar Hoover did in his time at the FBI, spying on many public figures, RFK, MLK, JFK, you name it. And I just have to say, what we now know happened in the last 4 years under this administration surpasses all of that. It surpasses all of it. Not just for the interference, legislative branch, not just for the blatant disregard for the separation of powers, not just for the blatant disregard for the First Amendment, but for the targeting of ordinary American citizens who can't afford lawyers, afford to mount a defense, who when the FBI knocks at their door or comes with a SWAT team, they don't know what to do. It is absolutely a disgrace. It is a stain on the history of this country and on the conscience of this country what this administration did in the last 4 years. So here's what I think needs to happen. Madam Attorney General, I think we need a special prosecutor appointed whose sole responsibility will be to get to the bottom of what has happened in every instance.
Oh my God, they knocked us down again, chat. That's crazy, bro. Did they knock us down again, chat? Oh, I was on a different window, man. I was on a different window, chat. My bad.
I think we need to know exactly who approved the wiretaps on United States senators. Got it. What agents were involved at DOJ or the FBI? I think we need to know exactly who signed off on the Catholic memo, the spying memo, involved with it. How far did it go? I think we need to know exactly who authorized the prosecution of Mark Houck, who terrorized pro-lifers and tried to intimidate them. I think we need to know. And Mr. Chairman, this committee needs to do oversight hearings. We need to have thorough hearings into what has happened these last 4 years and this abuse that has now just been uncovered, because we have to ensure that it stops. As you just said, Attorney General Bondi, we have to ensure that it stops. This chapter in American history needs to come to a close, never to be opened again. Use of the most powerful law enforcement bodies in the world against ordinary citizens and political opponents must end once and for all. And we have a chance to do it, and it needs to be done with a thorough investigation, full transparency. Violated laws need to be prosecuted. For what you're doing, Attorney General Bondi, I hope that you will launch a thorough investigation. I hope you'll appoint a special prosecutor. Mr. Chairman, I hope we'll hold hearings. And with that, I yield.
Before I call on Blumenthal, I want to, without objection, introduce into the record a document that Bondi helped to declassify. The document is a Ray FBI analysis of Nellie Ohr's false statements to Congress. Or never suffered consequences for advancing this phony Trump Russian narrative and attempting to cover up her involvement in the hoax with false statements. Yet time and again, the American justice system has been weaponized against President Trump and his associates. And I've already talked about Peter Navarro in regard to that. The DOJ's inaction on Nellie Ohr's criminal referral, despite the obvious incriminating evidence provided in the FBI's own analysis, undermines public trust in the rule of law thanks to Director Wray's utter failure. Senator Blumenthal.
Thanks, Mr. Chairman. Just so the American people understand, this issue of weaponization of justice goes to the core integrity of our criminal justice system. And I think we can all agree that no individual, no group should be targeted simply because they are a political opponent or because the President of the United States has some personal animosity toward them. You've just said that President Trump is the most transparent president in history, tragically and chillingly. You may be right when it comes to criminal justice, because from ending weaponization of, I would submit, Madam Attorney General, that President Trump has embodied it, and we have a record.
All right, Chad. That was enough for them, man. We finna see what Brandon Johnson talking about over there in Chicago. They saying Brandon Johnson blocking ICE. Police chiefs are telling their other officers to stand down, do not help ICE. They're actually out there giving they're giving help to the protesters, telling them like, look, man, this is what y'all can and can't do. Yeah, it's crazy, man. So, but we finna watch this Brandon Johnson, see what he had going on right here, Chad. Okay, Brandon got that shit on today, man. He got this shit on today. Fresh cut, man, with the Mohawk, man. The Mohawk mayor himself.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Thank you all for being here today. To all the elected officials who are here this morning, thank you to the community-based organizations that are standing together in this critical moment in our nation's history. We are here today to talk about the events that have transpired over the past week. The past week revealed the true face of the administration's immigration enforcement in our city, and the entire world was able to witness that. On Tuesday, federal immigration agents raided an apartment building in the South Shore community in the middle of the night. This building was managed by a slumlord that people have all been clear about. The city actually sued the owner in February over 15 building code violations. The residents were dealing with deplorable conditions already. This was before ICE trampled on them. But when they came in the middle of the night, they terrorized the families that were living there. There were children who were without clothing. They were zip-tied, taken outside at 3 o'clock in the morning. A senior resident, an American citizen, with no warrants, was taken outside and handcuffed for 3 hours. Doors were blown off their hinges. Walls were broken through. Immigration agents coming from Black Hawk helicopters to set up snipers on nearby buildings.
Chat, double tap the screen, shut the live out. We 8 subscribers away from 39,750. Can we get a quick 8 subscribers? We go live every single day over here talking politics, entertainment, and current events. Please subscribe to the channel.
America. One resident described the situation plainly, and I quote, "They had immigrants in one van and black people in another van." This raid wasn't about public safety. It was about and it's certainly not about immigration. This was about a show of authoritarianism, a forceful display of tyranny. They sent a clear message to all Chicagoans. They said, "We do not respect your rights. We can do anything we want, and we will film it and put it on social media." The very next day, ICE agents chased people outside of a homeless shelter on the south side and then caused a car accident on the west side. Immigration agents put a young black man in a chokehold on the side of the street in East Garfield Park. Witnesses, one of which you will hear from this morning, bravely filmed the interaction, eventually leading to this person's release. On Friday, agents dispersed tear gas in the middle of a busy city street. Chicagoans were hit with chemical agents while walking their children home from school.
I seen that, Chad.
A couple ran from tear gas with a 2-year-old child.
He not right. He not lying. They threw the tear gas all in the park and shit. It was kids over there. I seen that video where they threw the tear gas out, man. That shit was crazy. They was just throwing it out of the car, like into the damn street, like it wasn't no damn kids around, Chad. It's crazy.
Agents went into the Humboldt Park Health Center and detained a sitting elected official, Alder Jessie Fuentes, of the 26th Ward, because she simply requested to see a warrant. On Saturday, they escalated even further by shooting a U.S. citizen. They claimed it was defensive fire, but frankly, we cannot trust anything that comes out of the administration. It was only a few short weeks ago that they claimed officers were severely injured in the killing of Mr. Villegas Gonzalez in Franklin Park. A Sun-Times investigation found that the agent said on a body camera footage that it was, in fact, nothing major. We have a rogue, reckless group of heavily armed mass individuals roaming throughout our city that are not accountable to the people of Chicago. Their actions put all Chicagoans at risk. When protesters confronted federal immigration agents in Brighton Park on Saturday, they were met with pepper balls and more repression. CPD responded to attempt to de-escalate the situation, and ICE tear gassed our police officers. Let me be clear. Tear gassing women.
Yeah, some people may have been protesting, but y'all got to think too, school was getting out. It was a park right there, so it wasn't just everybody in the areas protesting. Like, no, people got to live their regular lives. Like I was telling y'all that day, the woman was on the way to get her damn Hero sub sandwich and couldn't even walk out of the damn shop because they was protesting. Like, people have regular lives. So those regular ass people that's living their regular ass lives, trying to pick their kids up from school, walk them home. Maybe they got to walk by this park or whatever they doing. They get hit with the tear gas too. Dorsey, cut your background down.
I did.
What it do?
Hey, good morning, man. I see you got it's a good show today, boy. You got the black conservatives taking on the liberals.
Yeah, they were trying to let us rock
now
out
the
on
lady,
stage.
Now, obviously, the show was done in Hollywood. As a woman with the green moo with the chicken heads on it, she's from Leimert Park. And Leimert Park voted heavily for Karen Bass. So I don't see what she's talking about. Because everybody, almost all the black women supported Karen Bass.
What they got to do with her, though? She
so
just
I don't know
live
why
over
she
there.
claiming she conservative.
Shit, maybe because she was explaining it on the show.
She talking about some shit that ain't never ever existed. Let me tell you this, Plug. In the 1980s, black men was not looking to do no damn construction. We were looking to get corporate jobs or to become actors. And if you notice that all the major black actors started in the 1980s, Denzel, Wesley Snipes, the Wayans brothers. I was here in Hollywood when all that. Everybody wanted to be a little actor and so forth, or a rapper.
Right, but what I'm
So
saying
wasn't
is this
nobody
too,
thinking
though.
about no damn construction.
Yeah, but she was also talking about the trans shooters and, you know, the family, the dynamic. So just because she from that area don't mean that she's not conservative. That's I'm trying to figure out the correlation. I get it. She's from over there, but she's speaking out against. I mean, when I think of Cali as a whole, I don't think of the conservative California. Now, I know a lot of California is conservative in some places, but I don't think about that. You know what I'm saying? I think I can say that about the whole California if you want to be real. But since I got a platform and I talk to people, I realize now, oh, there is a conservative California, and there's a lot of conservatives there. I didn't realize that it was a lot as much racism in California as it is. But now that I got a platform, I talk to people, I see it. The difference between overt racism and covert racism.
Yeah, we got almost 31 different cultures here in California, so yeah, it's gonna be some racism.
Right.
So my whole thing to it is, lady, and this is my thing. During that time, and when she's talking about the 80s, see, they ain't talking about because a lot of young black men want to work in construction. Now that they see that's where the money is, and it is a lot of black men working in construction here in Los Angeles. When she was talking, there was no housing boom when she was coming in, and no immigrants was working construction.
That was my whole thing. Like, what the hell is a black job then? If there's not, if it's the jobs aren't being took, she said, what's the difference between an immigrant taking a black person job and a white person job? Well, at the base level, I guess nothing. But when we introduce this term black jobs that so many politicians and people speak on and run on and get elected on, we gotta call it out. You know what we talking about when we speaking about black jobs, but now that we talking about it in a different context, it's like she just didn't know what the fuck was going on.
I don't. I don't know shit about no black jobs.
So you
But
ain't
I-
never
okay,
when Trump got up there,
history.
nah, fuck that. So when Trump got up there and said the black jobs, you didn't know what he was talking about. When Bill Clinton was talking about black jobs, when George Bush was talking about black jobs, when Obama was talking about black jobs, all the last 4 presidents talked about black jobs, and you don't know what a black job is.
Hey, so is a black job blue collar or a white collar? Which one is it?
I told you it's a new term for it, Dorsey. The new term they're calling it is the jobs we don't want to work. So it don't matter what it is. It's the jobs we don't want to work. That's the new term for black jobs. Let's keep it real.
Can I ask you something?
Yeah.
How many black coal miners did you know?
I don't know any coal miners, Dorsey. I'm from Arkansas.
Exactly, because coal mining and so forth, there were
Ask
black
me how
and
many
white
black
people working in them coal mines.
Ask me how many black
See, y'all
people I
been
know
picking
work
up-
in the oil
see,
field.
y'all
I know a
pick
lot
up
of
on this
niggas work in the
bullshit
oil
and y'all
field.
run with
I
it.
know a lot of black welders. I know a lot of black contractors. I know a lot of black people that work in the oil field. You know, but we don't do coal in Arkansas.
So are those black jobs?
Shit, I guess at a time, I guess I don't know. They switched the term from black job to jobs we don't want to work. I guess the fields. If you want to break it all the way down, they talking about the farmers and they talking about the damn fields. Who gonna work them fields? If you really want to break it all the way down, that's what they saying. But we trying to be politically correct right now.
You from Arkansas,
Exactly.
right?
That's how I know that's what the fuck they talking about. They really talking about them
It's
cotton
still black
fields and
people
shit.
picking cotton. What are you talking about? plug?
Exactly. That's the black job. So what are you talking about? You act like you don't know what a black
Hey,
job
check this
is.
out. A job is a job, whether it's black job or white job. You can't sit up
That's
there and
what-
put no damn color on no damn job.
Then why the fuck have the last 4? It sound good, Dorsey. What I think we arguing different points because I get what you were saying. Why the fuck have the last 4 presidents got up there and mentioned black jobs? If there is no such thing as a black job, why do we hear it? Why? What the fuck is the presidents talking about then?
Because they just talking out their ass.
Okay.
They talking out their ass. They're talking about the black job. What is he talking about? Government jobs?
Man, we just had Kamala sit down. We just had Kamala, Joe Biden, and not Joe Biden. We had Kamala and Bernie Sanders and everybody out there talking about, I'll tell you what a black job is. The vice president of the United States is a black job. Why do we even have to have that conversation if there's no such thing, if there's no such thing as a black job? Where did the term come from? It probably originated in the fields. Because when we get back to the immigration and people not wanting to work the jobs, we're losing our farmers. We got to keep our farmers here, and they've been here for 20, 25 years working the field. Yes, so if you want to know what a black job is, quote unquote, it was the damn fields, nigga. If you want to keep it real.
Okay, so Plug, you kind of young, so you don't remember when all people, whether you were black or white, worked in the fields picking food, especially during World War II, because they was trying to produce food in order not only to feed the population, but to feed the troops overseas. So then agriculture and so forth brought in Hispanics because there was not enough people.
Dorsey, I'm not debating.
Everybody wanted to work in the factories.
That's why I'm telling you, we're looking at this question 2 different ways. I get it. There were black slaves, there were white slaves, there were indentured servants, there were regular people that worked the fields during war times. There were regular just black farmers that's what they did for generations. There were white farmers, that's what they did for generations. But what I'm talking about is specifically the term in the context that the presidents are using it. I'm not debating whether all people work all jobs. Of course, that's true. But I'm talking about what the fuck are they talking about then? We gotta be able to identify that. They can't just get up here and be talking about black job, and we gonna sit here and say there's no such thing as a black job. Well, what the fuck are these presidents talking about? That they mean something when they say it. Obviously, we just don't know what the fuck they mean, or we don't care to know what the fuck they mean.
To me, I think it's some racist bullshit that they pull out their ass to say some bullshit. That's what I'm saying. We never said anything about no damn black jobs. That wasn't wasn't even the terminology used in the black community. And as far as one of those smart asses in your chat, no, being on welfare is not a black job. No. Y'all got Hispanics on welfare. Ain't y'all complaining about immigrants receiving welfare benefits and so forth? So you mean to tell me that the immigrants from Ukraine, Russia, and all them people, it's got black jobs? That's that racist shit that Republicans and conservatives always want to rush to. Yo white poke cracker ass trash, and I'm not being racist, but what about the white people in the trailer park? They don't EBT nothing. Do they want to work? Because all I see people in the trailer park doing is hanging out. You know, selling drugs, selling meth.
Rachel says that I live in rural Wisconsin and no farmers around here are suffering. Well, they talking about the Arkansas farmers are about to be suffering, not because of the crop, whatever, because of the USAID and because of the government programs. Hold on, let me finish, Dorsey. Because of the government programs, and they're not going to be able to get the funding. They're not going to be able to get the funding in time. Now the government is shut down, so they're 1/3 of the farmers in Arkansas are set to file for bankruptcy in the next 12 months. So Arkansas is going to lose 1/3 of its farmers. I was just telling Rachel that.
Okay, can I say something?
Go ahead.
When I was with my German wife, and she's a veterinarian, she's got a PhD in veterinarian in Mississippi. She had me out there cleaning chicken coops for $10 an hour on my clothes, and I went in there with a rake, and I was picking up chicken shit. Day. She said, "You don't mind working?" I said, "Hell no, as long as they pay me." Shit, you know, I had the little mask on and gloves, but I crawled under that little chicken, that chicken coop and was scraping shit and all that. Now, they can talk all the shit they want to. When it comes down to work, Dorsey will do anything you pay him. Snitching makes more money. Shit, $50 a head, shit. Do the snitching. I have worked all kind of jobs. I've worked fast food. I've worked banking. I've worked real estate. I sold jacuzzis. I was a travel agent. I did telemarketing. You know, I worked for I did politics. I did it all. As long as you got a job and you paying, I'm good. I'm not finna starve because of what people think of Dorsey. Y'all got me fucked up. By the way, V, you better not wear no damn moo-moo. Something like some spandex or something, but I ain't with that moo-moo shit. Go back to what we was talking about. And then as far as
what's up with your boy Gavin Newsom not wanting to pay them firefighters?
The reason why we can't pay the firefighters is because Trump has disabled the ports.
What up, Anthony?
We had one of the busiest ports. That's what we was making our money off of, shipping and importing. How we gonna get our budget when Trump done fucked up the economy and we can't have no damn trade with these tariffs? California was one of the richest ones. At ports we was bringing in gear all the way from Asia constantly. So now you're talking about what California got? Nah, we can't afford it because y'all messing with our money. Washington is messing with our money. Trump is messing with our money. We do import, export. We have Long Beach is one of the biggest ports. Then we have ports up in San Francisco and San Diego. And I'm not bouncing around, but yes, we do have a conservative base Republican. San Diego, Orange County, Marin County, most of the inner counties. Like, remember we had this talk, about a month ago about California splitting into two? Said that? Those are your conservatives. Those are your conservatives. And now I'm glad you are aware that California is just like every other state. We not all liberals and so forth. We have a population, but what happens is because the cities are located near the coast, most of the people who live in the city, they want liberal lifestyles. And can I be honest with you? All them little cities that one of them liberal lifestyles, that's where them tech people work at. Look and see where Yahoo's located, Santa Monica. Look where all the little tech places is. Headquarters is on the beach, and most of them people over there is gay. Keeping it 100. Most of the people who work in the movie industry live on the west side, and they gay. So then they talking about, well, yeah, the people who want privileges, yeah, they gonna vote for the politician, and it just so happened that the politician that support the homosexual lifestyle, well, they happen to be Democrat because that's where the money at. It's just keeping it real. You live in near Austin, right?
Something like that, yeah.
Okay, so how many gay people you see working for the government up in Texas?
Shit, I don't leave the Batcave.
Well, I mean, you're an investigative reporter. Going up to Texas with your little.
When I leave here, I go to Arkansas or somewhere else. I don't be outside over here.
Oh, okay. Because I was going to say, why don't you check to see how many gay people work for the government in Texas?
Because I don't care.
Since you want to break it, I'm just saying, man, I just find it very, very odd that the same people who be talking all this crazy shit about gays and so forth, they the same people when they go up to the state capitol, they get caught messing with interns. Okay, whether it be girls or boys. I just find it very alarming that most of the people that mess with Trump always get caught with pedophile material. Okay, don't they vet these people?
Yeah, we're gonna say
people
PDF.
Talk.
Yeah, say PDF though.
You know where I'm coming from? Yeah. Oh, okay. So, like I said, I'm just, I understand we live in a world where people have choices, and I believe that people should have freedoms to do what they want, as long as it's legal. But then people be trying to throw, you want to sling mud my way, but then you don't like it when I swing back the same mud.
Man, it was cool, man. Nobody really had a problem with the LGBT community doing what the hell they did. After, you know what I'm saying, they got their rights, until the kids got involved. Let's be real. Until the kids got involved, nobody really was tripping.
Man, check this out. I know that for a fact that the rainbow people used to adopt kids almost 30 years ago.
Right, but they wouldn't transition them then. Wasn't nobody transitioning back in 95?
Yeah, wasn't nobody transitioning because the technology wasn't around. But then as soon as the technology came into being, then all of a sudden, people started whispering in the ear. I'm being honest with you. Here in the public library over where, I live over in Northridge, each month they have a different month for each culture, right? So Black History Month, Hispanic History Month, Asian History Month, yada, yada, yada. Well, the Rainbow Collection History Month been up for 4 months straight. That's some wild books. And it's about little kids talking about they want to be homosexuals. So they pushing this. Look, these books is for the age of 5, 6 years old. And then all the little librarians is of the female persuasion. And I'm not saying all of them because I know one woman, me and her talk all the time. She from old school. Like, yeah, Dorsey, this is what they be pushing now. I'm like, what? She said, yeah, this the agenda that they pushing. The Los Angeles County Library. But especially over where I'm at because it's right across the street from the university. And then at one point, them man-hating dykes tried to get in my shit and I cussed their ass out. So then I got banned from the library for a month. I didn't care because I went over to the university and got my research done. Agree with people that, yeah, we do need to examine what's going on with our government. far as with our children, well, I mean, they teaching it right there in the school, whether it's in the classroom or the lunchroom. You know, at one point, when I first heard about boys talking about they was gay, it was like, ooh, the 90s, right? And then I asked the dudes, why y'all doing it? They said, man, we just trying to pick up chicks. Okay? I said, oh, so y'all just perpetrating the fraud? Yeah, so the girls, we can get closer to them. But the next thing I know, niggas start wearing dresses and makeup and everything, and then, you know, I was like, damn, y'all sure is going through all that just to talk to a woman. You know, y'all becoming women, and that's how I went. But it's not Dorsey business. Ain't my child. Both my sons are straight. So I'm like, well, whatever the parents is teaching them. And I'm being 100% honest with you. I taught my sons to be male chauvinist pigs. I figured that the women would smooth out the rough edges. If they get with a woman, then she gonna, you know, that's her problem. She's the one who got to smooth out everything I done taught them. I taught them to open doors for women. I taught them to help a woman if she in distress on the side of the road. So yeah, you know, women say they independent and they can do anything. Well, I sure see y'all smiling when a man pull up and help you with that flat tire. I sure noticed that.
I pulled over and helped the OG change his tire not too long ago. He was on the side of the road, man. He was just so drawn up and small, man.
Sad.
He was an OG, man. He had to be about 75, at least 75, man. I seen him he was pulled over on the road. I seen him trying to pull the donut out of the back of the trunk, man. I'm like, watch out, OG, I got you. You know what I'm saying? I went on, pulled up on him, pulled my jack out, got them together right quick, man.
How many people speeded by him before you pulled over?
Shit, it ain't no telling. And I asked him how long he had been there. He said probably about 5-10 minutes.
You know why? Because they said Triple G should have had motherfucking Triple A, right?
Yeah, I don't even think he had a cell phone on him, Dorsey. This was an OG, like.
Yeah, I understand, but see, that's how modern people.
Yeah, it was an older car too. Like he was in like a Cadillac DeVille, like an old school Cadillac, an old white man in like a DeVille.
He had that steel, that Detroit steel, huh? And so that's the kind of society we are transforming into. That people always acting like, well, he should have had this and he should. No, look, not everybody live y'all lifestyle. I'm not saying you. I'm just saying the people in the urban areas and the people who got it. So when my car go on the flat, Dorsey got to haul his ass up there and pull out that donut and try to get that little cheap ass jack that they give you to lift the car. And hope that shit don't collapse on my hand or something.
Nah, you know I got one of them motherfuckers, Dorsey. I got a flow jack. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
You carry it in the trunk of your car?
Huh? I got a truck.
You carry it in the trunk of your car? Oh, your truck. So you got a truck. They gave me that little bullshit ass Honda. You know, the little one with the aluminum. That shit, the capacity is only 2,200 pounds. 400 pounds worth of shit in the trunk of my car. So why would the hell? You know, I went on and got me another jack. You know, like I said, the old school jack. You know, but back to the subject, because you know I'm drifting off. You know, Dorsey drift off. You know what I'm saying? But I think that the conservative black women, the one on the end. The one that was dressed like Mayalanda Trump, you know, she got all the little colors, the pearl, look like Jackie O, you know. I think that she has some valid points, and she is a very cold debater. Now, she was the one who was the woman with the chicken head moo-moo. Man, she didn't have no valid points. Everything all her talking points was some bullshit she heard on Fox News. Fox News out here too. And then Leimert Park is a hotbed of activism, and that's on liberal and then militant also. because she out there with them real black folks. Oh, you know, Lamert Park, Magic Johnson. You know who Magic Johnson is, right?
Right.
He revitalized that whole community, Plug. He brought Starbucks in. He brought Popeyes. He brought Jack. Because after the L.A. riot, they had burned down most of the fast food joints and all that. Johnson then revitalized that whole area. Now, she can say what she want to say, but I know damn well Magic Johnson ain't no conservative. No, they always want to sit up there and sip from somebody else's cup and then complain about the flavor of the cup. Conservatives have their chance. So, and if she didn't like it, she could move her ass to Orange County. Orange County will take her in. She got enough money invested in her house to move into Orange County. But, you know, she wanted to sit up here and play that old funky. See, I'm being honest with you. That black conservative is a trend because at least 10 years ago, nobody admitted to being a black conservative. When did you start hearing about black conservatism?
I'm from Arkansas. It's been around.
Yeah, but when did you hear about black conservatives?
Like, what do you mean? Like, shit, I've always been around.
Hey, so did your dad come out and say, I'm a black conservative Republican?
No,
Said your folks was
my family
Democrats, right?
didn't. My family didn't, but I know black conservative families. Like, there are black, it's in Arkansas, there's black conservative families. They
Church-going people
shit, they
are
stay,
conservative. You know what I'm
you know what
saying?
I'm saying? They stay on a certain side of town. They walk outside. They ain't got no black neighbors. You know what I'm saying? But they was cool. They had kids. I went to school with their kids. It just was what it was.
Yeah, that's white conservatism. Am I right or wrong?
I mean, they was black, so I don't know what you shared. They was black.
Oh, you saying that the black people lived on the other side of town?
Yeah,
Is that what you're saying across the track?
Yeah. They lived in the, you
know,
know what
in
I'm
the
saying, like,
South.
the more affluent part of the, like, I lived, you know, in the business district, so it was like, you know, mid, like, it was some, you go on this side of the street, it look ugly, you go on this side of the street, it look beautiful. So, you know, I was kind of in the middle, but then you go across town to the far side of town, like, tucked off in the back, is 2-3 neighborhoods back there, and them, you know, that's where the money at out there. And yeah, you got black families out there, those are the black conservatives.
Okay, I can see that then. Well, like I said, it's been my experience. I'm from the South too, but I'm from the city. And, you know, you had sides of towns. And then when we start integrating and so forth, my mom was one of the first people to move into an all-white neighborhood, and they weren't racist toward us at all.
Right.
Very accepting, but their kids went to council schools, meaning white schools, and I went to public schools, and we had white kids in our junior high. We didn't have them in elementary. We had them in junior high and high school. But, you know, everybody got along. We played football together on the team and everything. Then my mom decided to move up to Mississippi State University to get her PhD.
I'm going to keep it real with you, Dorsey. Even the Democrats really had, like, back then, you got to think, back then when you listen to what the shit they say about Bill Clinton, now he would be considered a conservative now. He would be considered, you know what I'm saying, a conservative. So back then, yeah.
He was a moderate.
Right, but the black families was kind of on the same thing. Like, the black families wasn't just out here pushing the LGBTQ in Arkansas. The black families wasn't, I mean, if you talking about Democrat or Republican, it's a different. But when you're breaking it down, like the values and shit like that, like they wasn't pushing a lot of that shit. And then growing up, yeah, a lot of the black women in my town, they ended up remarrying. Like, yeah, they might not, so they did the older women. Now, my age group, like I said, we really weren't marrying, but the black women from my town, they ended up remarrying. Like, they married, they might have remarried, but it's like, yeah, they with the marriage, they're not with the LGBTQ. It might just be Arkansas.
Oh, I mean, I can tell you from my point of view, because that's all I can express. The the rainbow people, because I can't say all them damn letters, man. That shit. The rainbow people really didn't come. I didn't start noticing the rainbow people having political pull to the year 2000. You know, once Obama came into office, then he was the one who pushed all that rainbow stuff, right? About equal bathrooms and all that. And, you know, that caught a lot of people flat-footed off guard because we was like, man, we didn't vote for you for that nonsense.
Yeah, I remember when the NBA did a lockout. The NBA did a lockout until they got, you know, the bathrooms together.
Oh, for real?
Yeah. That's when I first realized, like, damn, this shit going on. They're not gonna play they gonna start the season late.
Yeah, because understand this. There's 3 bathrooms now. Have you seen them?
Yeah, the NBA, they shut down the shit until they got that together.
Yeah, because you know, the third bathroom they just say is gender friendly. Ain't that what they call it?
I guess, hell, I don't know.
I mean, you know, either one. So me, I go up in there, you know, and it ain't no different. No urinals, you know, they got just regular toilets. But then they also have the little thing where, you know, you can change your kid. Family bathrooms.
I'm not gonna lie, I'll probably have to be about ready to shit on myself before I go in a gender neutral bathroom. I have to be
you shit on yourself before you go.
I have to be about ready to shit on myself. That's probably the only way. I gotta be damn near about to use the bathroom on myself before I go on one.
So in other words, you're gonna have a turtle before you go to a regular bathroom.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to know I can't make it.
And I'd rather go into. I mean, I'm just being real. It's been my experience now because they got them in Target and all that. I go into the gender friendly ones because they're a lot cleaner.
I go into the parent bathroom.
Ain't nobody pissed on the toilet seat or nothing like that, right?
Man, I'm walking in that motherfucker with the changing station. How you know ain't nobody pissed on the toilet? It's gender neutral.
Exactly, because everybody's sitting down.
So you sit down?
When I gotta take a shit, what you do? You stand up and take a shit?
Bro, I'm not putting the ass to seat in no public bathroom.
So you doing squat?
Man, don't worry about how I get what I get done, what I need to do. But I'm not putting no ass to no seat.
I just, you said you don't touch.
Man, I'm
you
not,
said
bro.
you don't touch. I'm telling you like this. Dorsey put about like a whole notebook full of paper on that bad boy. Then he gonna sit down and go,
Yeah, nah, I ain't doing
I
all
gotta,
that, bro.
if I gotta urinate, I'm gonna go in the men's bathroom because you know that's like the little fast track.
Listen, man, Dorsey, I'm gonna tell you like
women
this.
got to go through all that nonsense. Men, we just pull it in. We put the, you know, we fill up the tank and then we go.
I'm country, Dorsey. I'll probably open my truck door, man.
Oh, you take one on the outside?
Man, I'll open my truck door and stand right in between that little V right there, man, and do what the hell I need to do. The hell is we talking about? Before I go off in there, I'm gonna piss outside in my
But
truck
ain't you
door.
gonna get splatter on your shoes?
Man, listen, Dorsey, I've been pissing outside for about 30 years, man. I've perfected it.
And you ain't never got your shoes wet.
I've got my shoes wet plenty of times, but I've had time to perfect it.
Okay. Oh, my girl over here now, she want to throw her 2 cents in. She said she go in with rubber gloves and the whole thing.
Yeah, I'm not putting
Yeah,
ass on
like-
seat, bro. Like, that's one thing I'm not gonna do, man. I'm not putting ass on seat, man. That's crazy.
Okay, well, understand this. I can understand, you know, you're very leery of the public bathrooms and so forth.
Bro, I know how nasty motherfuckers is, bro. Like, you gotta think, Dorsey. Like, I'm a 90s kid, bro. Like, I don't know what y'all was doing, bro. Motherfuckers is wild, bro. Like, people do all kind of shit, man. Like, motherfuckers will go just pour hot sauce on the toilet seat. Motherfuckers will be in there beating off, leaving. Listen, motherfuckers be in there beating off, leaving fluid on the toilet, man. Motherfuckers just smear shit on it. Like, I don't know what's going on in there, man. So if I have to go in there, man, best believe it's not gonna be any ass to the seat, man. Straight out. No pole
Honest
to the
with you,
no
Paul.
pole to the
In
bowl.
California, we ain't
Hold
going
on,
through that
Dorsey.
shit.
Hold on, Dorsey. No pole to the bowl. No ass to the seat, man. No cheeks to the seat. No pole to the bowl, man. We say that shit for home. Go ahead. Appreciate that super chat, Cloud. Thank you for the super chat, Cloud. No cheeks to the seat. No pole to the bowl, man. Straight up.
Oh, okay. So he's saying he don't make no physical contact with any other surfaces and so forth when he has to relieve himself.
Me neither. Sometimes I squat.
Okay, but see, my whole thing is, well, let's get back to the politics because ass policy
Go
is
ahead.
not my. Okay, my girl says she squat. Okay, good. That's what. Okay, we got your 2 cents in, baby. You got a phone, call in, and you got to talk about your hygiene and shit. Okay, right now we talking politics. So, like I said, now you got my dog upset.
Cause your dog know what's real. He agreeing with me. Your dog piss outside, don't he?
It's a girl. She put her butt to the ground and take a squat.
Man, listen, she ain't putting butt to the toilet, man.
She
Cheeks to the
she
seat.
ain't finna drag her ass on the ground. None of that. Okay.
Yeah, all right.
My girl
I don't know why y'all
will
see that. I
baby
don't
wipe.
know, bro, Dorsey. Like, I don't know, man. Like, just growing up, to me, Chad, growing up, I would walk past the bathroom to piss off the back porch. I'm just saying it. You know what I'm saying? Summer morning, it's about 65, 70 degrees outside. You wake up, you want to see what it's looking like outside. You might have you some land, nice little back deck out there, whatever. I'll walk straight past the bathroom to piss off on my back porch, man. What are you talking about, man? Walk right past the bathroom. Won't even look at the bathroom.
I'm gonna be honest with you, Plug. When I grew up, we went to the piss.
You cut out. All right, Chad. Dorsey can call back in.
In the suburbs, so you
you
go
cut
out
out.
there and you ain't got a fence. Your neighbor gonna see everything you're doing. So we didn't do that. If the bathroom was really busy, if my mom was in the bathroom and my dad was in the bathroom, we just go get a Dixie cup, fill up a Dixie cup, and then pour it out. So
Y'all had to be in the city for real. Y'all had to have too close to neighbors or something. A Dixie cup. Listen, I don't know, man. It's just so, man, listen, that's how we in the country, I'm not going to just put this general blanket on everybody, but a lot of us in the country, that's how we teach our boys how to use the bathroom, how to aim that thing, man. You take him outside, man, and you let him do his thing, man, until he perfects his craft. So one day I'm at the park, man, and I look over, bro. My son is really in the middle of the park, man, about to let that thing go. I'm like, whoa, dude. I had to go scoop him up like, nah, man, you can't be doing that everywhere. It was a teachable moment. It was a real teachable moment. But, yeah, he was finna let that thing go in the middle of the park, man.
Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying, man. You can't just, I understand and I do admire the freedom that you had in growing up as a kid. You know what I'm saying? Being in the great outdoors, being a nature boy and all that. And, that's why we went to the Boy Scouts, so we could go out there on the weekends, take a piss in the woods and all that. But as my folks, did they teach you how to wash your hands after you took a piss too?
If I was outside, there wasn't no washing my hands. Hell, I was finna go and do what the hell I was doing. If you want me to be honest. Now we got things like Germ-X. I keep
somebody come up to me.
I keep Germ-X in my truck and shit now. But no, when we was outside, man, riding bikes or doing whatever the hell we was doing, no, man, we pissed and kept pushing. Like, what you want me to say?
I had somebody tell me something one time, I took a piss and then, I went on by my business. And the dude said, you ain't gonna wash your hands? I said, well,
was it a sink available? If you could wash your hands, yes, you should wash your hands. I mean, damn, but we talking about pissing outside. Like, where I'm gonna wash my hands, man? Shit.
Hey, all I told him was my daddy taught me how not to piss in my hands. I don't know what your daddy taught you. Shit, I know how to pull my thing out. And maybe, I'm kind of blessed
Man,
I think
listen,
like
Dorsey,
most black
we
men,
finna
I'm
change
kind
the
of blessed,
subject,
so
man.
you know,
We
I
finna
didn't have
change
to
the
worry
subject,
about
man.
you know my hands. You know, had a handful. I ain't had no handless. Okay, but back to the subject. We are starting to go in circles. And we're getting nowhere because everybody's talking about conservative, and then you're talking about liberals and so forth. Well, somebody still got to pay them taxes. We still have infrastructure we have to repair, and cutting more money from the schools. Even though they say that they're getting rid of the immigrants, then if you're getting rid of the immigrants, then why are you cutting back on the school budget? When you think with the immigrants going, the quality of the schools would go up because there's more dollars being spent on American students. But you know they're not saying that. Giving out school vouchers and so forth. The school that's not public school. So, I just think that people are just giving knee-jerk reactions and not thinking things out for the long run. You know, that's one thing about China and Russia and most of Europe. They look at things in the long run, not in the short term. In the United States, we do knee-jerk reactions, and so one day we want gun control, one day we don't want gun control. One day we want mental health, one day we don't want mental health. So, me, I don't pay attention to none of that shit. And like I said, I work jobs. I will work. I had a guy come up to me and, you know, he was like, Dorsey, I said, man, if the lady give me a job, I'll work. I'll push buggies. I don't care. I'll go back.
Dorsey, you cut out, man. But we finna wrap this up, Dorsey. We've been on the phone damn near an hour. All right, Dorsey. We can't hear you. Know what the hell Dorsey was talking about, Chad? Damn, Chad. We finna get up out of here. We'll come back later on tonight, man. I'm finna have to take this live down because they suspended it, so I'm gonna have to delete the live. So I'm not gonna ask y'all to comment on the playback because there won't be one. But yeah, chat. I hope everybody has a great rest of their day. I'm gonna go make me some a breakfast sandwich, chat. I'm gonna go make me a breakfast sandwich. Have me a nice brunch. And get ready for the Money Way Man Cave episode today. If y'all enjoy sports, footballs, we have a weekly show today. We got a show coming up today, and it's at the Money Way Man Cave. Money Way Man Cave. And y'all pull up on us over there, man. And we're gonna be talking about football. And then I'll be back tonight on this channel. So at like 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, we on the Money Way Man Cave channel talking sports. Then I will be back tonight for the regular scheduled program, man. Double tap the screen, share the live out. Yes, it's going to be bacon, egg, and cheese for sure, for sure. For sure, for sure. And I got the white cheese, chat. Double tap the screen, share the live out, chat. I'll see y'all on the next one.